This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. If you want to help support the show, chuck in a buck, Mason.
That'd be really nice if you could chuck in a buck.
You don't have to, but...
I'm drinking out of a jar here.
Yeah, he's not lying.
You could really, that would do some way to getting me a real cup. You know what I mean?
What a world.
Sounds poor.
It doesn't sound right.
It sounds like I'm a poor person.
Debate rages on about the theme song. Should I change it? Should I not? People are passionate both ways.
Well, I mean, question number one is, have you already changed the theme song? Because I can't hear
That's true, good point.
You may have put in some sort of...
Yeah. I'm not an honest man, you know that.
That's true.
But I haven't changed
some sort of PG rated. Well, see, then I don't ever believe you.
Yeah, fair call. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, is the spookiest co-host in the world. Halloween, everyone. What do you think of that? Nick Mason. Nick... Spooky Pumpkin Mason.
That's me.
Pumpkin Spice Mason.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
I mean,
I'm seasonally appropriate.
It should be all year. Is that a thing people say about pumpkin spice?
No. I mean, how could it be? How could it be pumpkin spice at all times? I mean, pumpkins aren't even in season the entire year. So what is Starbucks? What happens at Starbucks is you're like, can I get a pumpkin spice latte, please? And they go out to the back where they've got fresh pumpkins off the back of the pumpkin cart.
I love it.
And they carve one out. They make a jack-o'-lantern out of it, step one, and then they scoop it all out and they make a fresh pumpkin spice out of it. It's not just some chemicals that they dump in a big vat.
Was pumpkin spice the first one to leave the group? Spice Girls. Oh, it got funnier when I explained it. Normally that doesn't happen.
That's pretty good.
Okay, I thought you were going to be silent for the rest of the show. I would deserve that. Anyways, this is our Halloween's coming up. We're doing a showdown for superhero showdown is what we normally do.
Yeah, because last week we said we were like, as usual, we're going to talk about the best horror movies that have come out this year. Then we're like, we haven't seen any.
Yeah.
Well, what did we see? We saw Halloween.
I've seen quite a few.
That came out last
year.
That was last
year. I've seen quite a few, but not enough where I'm comfortable with. And also, it's not the end of the year yet, so you know.
That's true.
We could still. There's more horror stuff we could definitely.
Look, basically, what happened is we were afraid people would be mean to us, because we don't know anything about horror movies. So instead, we would prefer that a much smaller subset of people got mad at us.
That's right.
Which are people who are upset that our horror movie matchups were won by the wrong person.
That's right.
Or entity.
Or fog.
Or Frankenstein.
Yes. There's so many Dracula's monsters coming up. You're not going to believe it. But in the meantime, it's news time. But you were on Dugo On this week. Do you want to quickly mention that?
Oh, that's true. It was, yes. This week, our friends over at Dugo On are doing a Blocktober, where they have the best and the biggest bloody topics.
Why isn't it Blocktober every bloody month, Mason? All year.
Well, Matt and Dave and Jess have to go out the back. And they have to go to the topics truck and they have to scoop out some fresh topics. You can't just...
And you got to carve a jack-o'-lantern into it.
Can't just sprinkle that out, out of a sachet. But anyway, they were nice enough to invite me over, and I talked about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Very good.
So it was good fun.
Yeah, it's a great episode. I did listen to it.
Yeah, I remember being swept up by Turtle Mania when I was a kid. And I'm like, why not do a long rambly report on it?
And just to be clear, you covered every iteration in great detail.
Every single one. Every single one that's ever made.
And of course, if you didn't cover them all, people could write to you and let you know which ones you missed.
They could and should. And what I'll do is I'll insist we all go back. I'll re-record the episode exactly as it was.
Make sure it's a work day for everybody.
But I will add the things that I missed.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whilst apologising profusely. Okay, Joker box office. We can't stop talking about it because it's a hot topic.
It's one of the hottest topics.
It's actually passed Deadpool as the highest earning R-rated movie of all time. It's hit $788 million.
Seems like a lot.
It is over the Deadpool 783. Ryan Reynolds posted a thing that was, a funny thing that's like...
I didn't understand it.
I can't remember it. I'd love to explain it to you, but I don't remember it.
He put up the Joker poster.
I love it.
And he put some swears in it.
Yeah.
And then he put a little heart. And then he mentioned a bunch of various characters, like Neo and other assorted pop culture characters.
No, because they might have been the last R-rated movies. Because The Matrix and whatever.
Was that R-rated?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
alright.
but they shoot people in the head in that movie.
Oh, yeah, they do shoot
Up
people in the head.
close.
That is true.
That squid comes out of that man's belly button.
And you do see Keanu Reeves' character illegally copy some software. So
Oh, that's right. And you wouldn't download a bear or
you
whatever.
would not absolutely would not download a bear.
Yeah. I would if I could, though.
Yeah.
You know I
You'd
would.
put a little helmet on it, like that His Dark Materials show
Yes.
that's out now.
An interesting bit of news off the back of this, though, is the Joker, just Joker.
Just
It seems
Joker.
it's going to be as profitable as Infinity War.
How are they going to expand that as a franchise if it's going to be called Just Joker every time? It's going to
No,
contain.
yeah,
it's
they'd
like
have to-
it's
they'd
like
have to
that
change
shop
it.
we have in Australia called Just Jeans.
Yeah.
They sell more than jeans. It's embarrassing.
It is
You've
embarrassing.
embarrassed yourself, Just Jeans.
And that's what they've added to the sign.
Yeah.
We sell more than jeans. We're
We're
embarrassed.
embarrassed. Yeah. Sorry, everyone. The staff are instructed not to make eye contact with you. when
And
you
fair
go in.
enough. Anyway, if you want a pair of ill-fitting jeans, they're either too wide or too long, or you know what I mean? Because I think I'm on a weird height where jeans just like I'll get a skinny leg jean, but it's like I'm not 6'7" because
sure.
they just go on forever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why isn't there a jean for a man with skinny legs, but he's not that tall?
Are you being sponsored by the Average Jean Company for the average man?
Is that company?
I don't know.
Then yes.
Wow.
Anyway, Joker's going to profit, they reckon, after theatre and home release and action figures, presumably, at 464 million. But it was only made for 700 million, which is just below what Infinity War will make in terms of profit, which is about 500 million. Because apparently Infinity War cost $500 million, which I did not know when you take into account marketing and everything,
okay,
which
right.
makes sense, I guess. But so there you go. So two successful movies, one cost way more.
Are there any Joker action figures?
I don't believe so. I mean, I'm sure there's a hot toy coming up.
Oh, yeah.
He's on the stairs. They've made a little model on the stairs.
Yes, absolutely.
He's doing that. I'll put my arms up. You know, he puts his arms up.
for sure. Yeah.
There'll definitely be some hot toys.
And he's got a hand with a cigarette in it.
Yeah,
and it
that's
lights
right.
up. That'd be really good. Oh, and there could be like the talk show action set.
Oh, so
there'd
good.
oh my God, there's going to be a little Hot Toys Robert De Niro.
Excellent.
That'd be good,
I love it
right?
so much. You've seen that.
There'd be little Hot Toys Wall Street guys.
Yeah.
You pull the string on their back and they sing a Sondheim song for some reason.
Did you see that picture that was going around just before that movie came out? It's of Heath Ledger standing behind the new Joker, just Joker.
Oh, yeah.
And it says, and he's got his hands on his shoulders, and it says, "Go get him, brother," as he's like whispering in his ear.
No, but that's great.
And the response to that is just everyone's just, "Boo! This is the worst." Like everybody,
Yep.
whether you be for or against that movie, is just like, this is the worst thing anyone's ever made.
It sounds really good though. So
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, so, I mean, I guess also if you took into account that Infinity War then led into Endgame and also on top of that merchandise and whatever, I'd imagine Infinity War would end up being more profitable. But I think that's a good sign that Joker was made for 70, but a movie like that can be as profitable as a $500 million movie. I think that's a good message to be like, which also Deadpool proved a few years back.
well, that's true. Yeah. Mhm.
That not everything has to be Justice League, $250 million.
Yeah,
kind of.
exactly.
Or, yeah.
Whether you like Joker or not, not really for me. But
I
at least
thought it
they're
was fine.
at least they're trying something with a lower budget. You know.
Exactly. And speaking of trying something with a bigger budget.
Oh, hello. That's not what we're talking about.
No,
And you
it's
know
not.
it.
Wonder Woman.
Imagine if they did Avengers Endgame action figures though. What would they be like?
Can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Would it be the Captain America from the 90s whispering into new Captain America's ear, "Go get him, brother"? Two
Maybe.
hot toys.
You know what I'd like is I'd like maybe just a bunch of Snap Survivors action figures. You pull a cord on their back and they talk about how sad
My
they are.
wife.
I miss my husband, and looks pointedly at the camera.
But for Wonder Woman 84, it's been revealed that Pedro Pascal, who of course is coming up as the Mandalorian in The
Yes.
Mandalorian, is Maxwell Lord. That's the
Oh,
character he's
interesting.
playing.
Okay.
'Cause-
I would not have picked that, but all right.
Because there were talk that it was going to be some kind of demon or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But
Sure.
who's Maxwell Lord? He's a
Well,
businessman.
so Maxwell
slash
Lord is a sort of
Jay
a...
Baruchel type. That's
he?
what he was going to be in
Was he?
the
That
George,
doesn't
George
work.
Miller
That
one.
doesn't work at all either.
Sometimes it works. Jesse Eisenberg was Lex Luthor.
Oh, all of these are
Sometimes
bad.
it works, Mason.
Just think of like a 1980s Wall Street guy.
Got it.
Like the guys in Joker.
Or like the guy from that episode of Futurama, my favorite episode
Yeah,
of
the
Futurama.
one who dies of bonitis. Yeah. My one regret is that I had Bonitis.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, but you picture, so he's like a businessman who was responsible for like the bankrolling of some versions of the Justice League. So mostly Justice League Europe and Justice League International, which were kind of the joke Justice Leagues. But he was like for a while he's been a bunch of things. He's been a comedic foil. At one point, he was replaced as a cyborg, and he was called Lord Havoc.
I thought you were gonna say sock puppet.
He was replaced with, in a way, he was replaced with a sock puppet.
Yeah.
He became a cyborg inexplicably for some, and then inexplicably he became human again and a villain. And he had telekinetic powers for a while. There was which storyline was it? I can't remember, but in there's one particular storyline in which Wonder Woman kills him on television because he's doing some evil stuff.
Yeah.
And so she kills him, and then the world sees it like, well, Wonder Woman's, he's an upstanding businessman, and she's a bloody, maybe she's the villain. Let's get her, boys, or whatever. And then, so maybe that's the storyline we're going with here.
That's what they were going to do in Justice League Mortal, except it was Batman breaks his neck. We've talked about it, I think.
We have, yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
Okay. Might have been Identity Crisis, one of those. Like whatever became before New 52. There's too many timelines now.
I think there's
enough.
too
many.
It's almost as if they should somehow make sense of them in some kind of Watchmen sequel.
Oh, yeah, cool. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about it. We're talking about the comic, but we'll also talk about the show, won't we?
Two things.
Star Wars news.
I'm ready. Imagine if there was a Maxwell Lord action figure. Pull a string on his back and his head explodes.
What would that look like? The thing you said, no doubt, yeah. Do you remember those Terminator figures that with the skin? I was thinking about Terminator stuff this week.
Yes.
I've been watching some Terminator reviews. You know, that was an action figure where you'd get that's next week, but you get the skeleton and then you could pour like a goop over it. And it
vaguely.
into and then you could take the skin off and it's like battle damage skin Terminator.
Did it look anything like a real Terminator?
No,
exactly.
No, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
And
then they repurposed that exact toy for Salvation. They were like, remember this? And people are like,
we hated it.
Hated it.
Yeah,
and still do. Anyway, Obi-Wan...
Have you seen the Terminator in Mortal Kombat 11, though?
Yes.
When your skin melts off, like stuff goes through him because he's just a skeleton.
Excellent.
So like if Scorpion's spear will go straight through him.
And doesn't work? Or it comes back and like snags it on the way back?
It just goes straight through him.
Then he's a shit shot because there's a lot of stuff you can
There's
still
a lot
hit
of metal there, isn't it? Yeah.
So much.
Well, that's the thing. Scorpion has been doing this for like 20-something years
now.
But that's what I'm saying. He's gotten lazy.
Oh,
he's just like, I'll just chuck it, I'll hit him in the chest, obviously.
I'm in the area,
and
aren't I?
And I'll just whip him back. It doesn't matter.
We're on a 2D plane. I can't miss, mate.
Exactly.
Mortal Kombat 4 was difficult because we're on a 3D plane.
As long as they don't duck or jump, I'll be fine. But I'm going to throw it. I'm going to be money, baby. What bloody hell?
So all you need to do is be a guy with a hole in his chest and you'll be fine.
You'd think there'd be a lot of those in Mortal Kombat.
I'd imagine so.
I mean, after Scorpion's through with them, there'd be a bunch of dudes with holes in them.
Does that mean Scorpion has to do that kick where he jumps off screen one side and comes
back the other side? I think so, yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a good kick.
It's a good kick.
How does he do it? I don't know. We'll get him on the show. We'll ask him.
Okay.
Anyway, the Obi Wan TV series, which is called Kenobi or something.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Or Obi.
Yes.
Or Wan.
Or Wan. First of all, Joel Edgerton says, he was like...
OWK.
Yeah.
Alk.
Alk.
We'll all call it Alk.
Joel Edgerton was asked whether he was coming back, and he was like, I couldn't possibly say.
So yes.
Yeah, yes. Apparently, Ewan McGregor's known about this for like 4 years.
Okay.
So I assume, because he actually recorded a line of dialogue for episode 7 in Rey's Force. What's it called? It was called a Force Back.
Force Back. Okay, yeah.
Sequence.
Hello
Rey.
there.
It's me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Upcoming Disney Plus series 2019. He said.
And then they backmask it so it sounded like.
But that's when I assume it was still a movie and it's been developed into this. But what else has been revealed is that it's 6 hours long. The story is set between episode 3 and 4, which we knew, and it's shortly after the collapse of the Jedi Order, and it's strongly hinted at that the fallout from Anakin's actions and Order 66 will play a large role in the story. Order 66 being... Go for it.
I know some things.
I know you do.
Stuff.
That's why I'm throwing it out there to you.
It's when the Emperor was like, Order 66 execute, and then he kills all the Jedi, right? That's the one. Track them all down. Yeah,
most of them all at once.
Yes.
But they had chips in their heads that the troopers or something, there was a switch or something. If you love Order 66... that Star Wars game is coming out soon, which is set just after Order 66 and Jedi in Hiding and the Inquisitors, and also that new Darth Vader comic was Order 66 related, and it's a bunch of good stuff.
The game's called I Love Order 66.
Give me more, it says.
Imagine though, if there were Star Wars action figures? What would they be like?
You can pour the skin over them.
You pour the skin over, exactly.
You get
That's
Luke
right.
Skywalker's severed metal hand.
Yep,
And then you get to pour the skin over Luke Skywalker's hand. What do you think of that?
That's very good. I like it.
Imagine.
I'm like, we should pitch this.
We should pitch this. But to who? We don't know anyone in the
I don't know
industry.
anyone in the industry, yeah.
Okay. What else we got? There's more Star Wars news.
Okay, fine. As if there wouldn't be.
You don't even put up a fuss anymore,
No.
I think. So, the Rise of Skywalker.
Even if you were like straight up right at the start of the episode, there isn't any Star Wars news, I'd still brace myself for Star
Of
Wars
course
news.
you would.
Yeah.
So there'd be a question in the show at the end.
Because you'd get some sort of notification that there
During the
is
show,
Star Wars
yeah.
news halfway through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker trailer was released to people who liked this series, liked it, and people who didn't like it.
Okay.
It also broke records in terms of ticket sales. Fandango says that it sold more than any Star Wars movie ever.
Your friend Joe Fandango.
That's right. Do you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. And Atom tickets, this sold 45% more than Endgame. Now, of course, that's all good news in terms of...
For us?
Yeah, it's great news for us.
Good.
Your dad, Bob Iger.
Yeah.
And there's no denying that those are excellent ticket sales, but it doesn't mean longevity or whether
No,
the
it doesn't
movie's
mean
gonna be good or-
sustainability.
No.
It doesn't mean that all these people who watch it are immediately going to go, this is incredible, I'm going to watch it again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I normally we get a screening. Although I'm off the Disney list at the moment, I don't know why. I got an email.
Did you
them back
do
in.
something wrong?
I did.
What was the last thing you got banned from a
Oh, that was
ticket
Transformers.
list?
That was like Transformers 4 maybe.
Okay.
And sometimes they're like, I'll get a form and it's like, fill out this form and send us your latest 3 reviews and because we want it, we're culling the numbers and we want to.
All
And
right.
what's your influences? And,
Oh, that's so
and
passive
how many?
aggressive.
And I'm like, fuck off! I'm not doing that. I'll go by myself.
That's like when somebody on Facebook is like, congratulations, if you're reading this, you survived my friend Carl.
Yeah, exactly,
I'm like,
yeah.
unfriend. I'll save you the trouble for next time. Bye.
Honestly, though, I don't. I mean, that's very reasonable that they would ask
Yeah,
that.
right, for
because
sure. Yeah,
really,
yeah.
I don't know if people know this, but anybody anybody can go to these things. If you just,
I see an increasing number of what I can only assume are Instagram influencers.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. So if you have like a blog or Instagram or whatever, it's fine. Yeah, so you should go if you can. Just
Yeah, and I feel also that is the best. I don't want to get knocked off any lists or anything, but that ultimately is the best response they can get. Is if you just send an Instagram influencer to a movie, they'll be like, "This was great."
yeah,
because I was here for free.
Yeah. And I've used the hashtag in my post.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what you have to
that's
do.
true.
You ever done that when they ask you? Oh no, you boo.
I boo.
You boo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about the trailer. I've done 2 trailer breakdowns. One is like a Q&A where it's like some theories that people have written in. The other is like a traditional trailer breakdown. They're both up on my channel.
That's been being done since time immemorial.
You know it is,
the traditional
Mason.
one.
Yeah.
Yes,
So we've got.
they used to do it on cave walls.
You know they did. What were those action figures look like?
Oh
Are we still
my
doing this? Are we still
God.
doing this?
Yeah, we are absolutely going to do it. We're going to do it until it's not funny anymore, which happened at least one example ago. And we're going to continue to do it until it's funny again and then probably not funny again
That's
by the
right.
end.
Exactly.
It's Moses parting the Red Sea.
Correct.
Red Sea action parting. Oh my God.
People would be so impressed.
Yeah, but you better believe it.
Can you imagine seeing that though? That'd be insane. I'd be like, this is insane.
Yeah.
This guy's legit.
Yeah.
That's what I'd yell.
Hashtag this guy's legit, you'd say on Instagram. You're like a couple of, I'm here at the party of the Red Sea, guys. Oh my God, I feel so hashtag blessed. By the Lord, obviously.
So yeah, those 2 trailer breakdowns are linked below. But
Imagine being a YouTube, wait.
I'm ready.
Imagine being a YouTube guy and it's a reaction video of the revelation of the 10 Commandments.
Oh my God,
You know?
yeah.
You'd be like, thou shalt not kill, oh my God. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's oxen. Whoa.
Is that one? Is that one?
I think so.
I don't know if that's true.
There's a wife one. But
There's
also,
definitely a wife
there's a wife one and an oxen, which were equal at the time.
Which was first?
I don't know.
Probably in the same one.
Probably the same one. Anyway, it's a YouTube guy, and he's like, whoa.
I think it's great that a guy went up a mountain and came back with stones and went, "These are from God," and everyone went, "Yeah." But also, he did part the sea, so I'd be like,
No,
yeah,
that's
they're
a different guy.
They're probably they're not.
Aren't they? Okay,
Moses.
it was both Moses.
Same dude.
I'm thinking about Abraham. Abraham was going to cut his kid in half? Is that Abraham?
Yeah, yes, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
People know.
We're out of our depth.
Email in.
What I'm doing is I'm putting us further out of our depth. So when we are only slightly out of our depth during the horror stuff, people will be like, "Well, they're okay."
Okay, great. Anyway, what did you think of the trailer though?
Well, like a lot of Star Wars trailers, it opens up a lot more questions than it answers, I think.
Sure.
I mean, it's
That's a good thing for you, though, do you
I think so. It's just a series of unconnected images. And you go, whoa, there's a lot of ships there, isn't there?
How many space sources is that?
Oh, there were a lot of space horses, more than usual,
Emperor's
which is none.
Emperor's back.
The Emperor's definitely back, though, in some form.
It would seem that
because
way,
he's
yeah.
in. There's that shot from the back of the throne,
Yeah.
and you see some cloth.
Yeah.
But could that be anyone?
I mean, I think it could be easily.
Could be anyone.
Yeah. I've answered in one of the theories.
Could it be Kylo Ren?
It could be Kylo Ren. It could be a Dark Ray. It could be a Sith ghost. It could be Snoke. I don't know. Whatever.
It could be. Misdirecting CGI and not
Right.
a black cloak at all.
Exactly.
It could be empty when we get there.
Well, there's rumors of they shot 6 endings and whatever, and some have
right.
leaked or whatever. I don't know. And then people
Oh,
are like,
it's gonna be like
it's
Clue, the movie.
Yeah, but people are like, it's just
You get a random ending depending on which cinema you're going to.
Like people are like, is it focus testing or is it legitimate leaks or whatever?
Yeah,
but there
right.
was some leaks related to this. There were some images that did leak.
Hypothetically, just before you get into that, how would you feel if you learned that they made 6 endings and they just focus tested random groups of people and were like, we're going to pick the ending that rates the highest? How would you feel?
I think that happens more than people think.
Right.
I know that I've spoken to someone at Disney who's talked about they, not so much for Star Wars movies, but they in-house screen a lot of their stuff with staff and like family.
Well, how do you feel about that generally then?
I think it's okay. I think, I mean, I think if you're in a situation, I think Disney for the most part have got it down to be like, at worst, this movie is fine. They're accepted to that, probably the new Maleficent and whatever.
But I guess my question being is, given that this is the end of a, ostensibly a 9-movie saga, and a lot of people have a lot, there are a lot of people who are like, well, I know this lore back to front. I love this series so much. Yeah. And you're leaving the ending up to what is essentially a theater full of randos.
Then I guess not, no.
Yeah, right.
I think in that situation, because I think in general, I prefer a singular vision, or at least a story that's kind of decided upon by the people making the movie.
Yeah, right.
And but again, I understand focus testing, I get it, but that's what I liked about The Last Jedi, and that's also people who like the prequels or even respect them because it is that singular vision.
Yeah, right.
So I guess from that perspective, if you're wrapping up everything, then.
But I mean, at the same time, I mean, maybe they screen an ending and somebody goes, "Why don't you just do this?"
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, we
exactly."
didn't I mean, you might be like, "Well, I've been on this Star Wars train for so long making these movies.
Yes.
I've had a singular idea for so long that I don't know where I'm going with this."
It's interesting you say that because the Shazam director David Sandberg, who came from he did YouTube shorts and then he did horror movies and then he did Shazam.
Yeah.
But he talks about he's got a YouTube channel and he talks about screenings and how a lot of the time they're used for things like that, or if you're making the movie, if you've read the script 1,000 times and you've watched the edit 1,000 times, there's things that that the audience might not, because the characters inside out.
Yeah, right.
So something that you take for granted that is obvious might not necessarily be obvious. And that could be just someone being an idiot. Or it could be a legitimate point where, well, how did they get from A to B to C? Because I feel like B is missing in that scenario.
Or somebody might say, "What are Mary Marvel's powers in that movie?" And you'd be like, "Who cares?"
Lightning.
I think it's wisdom.
Speed.
I think she got the wisdom.
She got the wisdom.
I think she got wisdom.
Then she's got what it takes to beat those monsters.
Did you see Christopher McQuarrie this week put out a tweet thread on creating things?
I did.
And it was basically about, if you're someone who wants to get your script made,
I do.
don't just shop it around and hope for the best, but kind of you got to get out there and just make some stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And he was like, even if you're a writer and you're like, well, I don't know anything about directing, well, you gotta do it. And that's how kind of he did it.
I think it's so true as well, because there's also more avenues for you to do that. Now.
Yeah.
You can put something on YouTube like David Sandberg.
And then you're directing Shazam.
Then you're doing Shazam. So it's still a long road.
Yeah.
And you'll probably still make a bunch of crap leading up to it.
But I mean, the other option is this idea of, well, bundle up your script and send it to a whole bunch of movie. They're
not going to read it.
They throw them all in the trash
they don't
apparently,
give a
because
shit,
they can't read them, because if they do and then something they create looks similar, they get sued.
So they get beat up. You get to beat them up.
You get to beat them up. Exactly.
They don't want that. Good for you. Bad for them.
What if that became an action figure? What would that be like? I rate screenwriters beating up movie executives.
A punch action, like a button on the back.
Oh
and
my
god!
punch. Yep, they would punch.
And there's some nerd director cowering.
Yeah, that's right. It's got
punched.
cowering action. you push the little switch on the base and it just collapses. Seen those little toys?
It's like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, except one only collapses.
It's true.
It doesn't box.
Yeah.
Anyway, the trailer. It's got some old sets. It's got some new sets. It's got some concept art that has been brought back. That Emperor's chair is
The
from
big flowery opening one. That's the thorny one.
That's from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
C-3PO, is it the last of his days?
What's the name of the guy that did all the...
Ralph McQuarrie.
Okay.
He's not exclusive.
Not Christopher. I'm not related to Christopher McQuarrie. Well,
Not exclusively, but everything that's...
Is he still alive?
No, he died
Okay, right.
after the prequels.
Okay, well, he was very... what's the word I'm looking for?
Influential?
No, well, that, but also... When you make a
good
lot
at
of things.
drawing?
Starts with a P. Good at for good at drawing. Prolific is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Like clear and you know, on the one hand, that's great that he's still influencing the design.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I mean, like, nothing. I guess there is no downside to it, really. I mean, if he's got all this stuff, why not use it?
I saw a few complaints that are like, well, they're still going back to the well of these things that.
But that's the aesthetic of this universe.
Well, that's exactly what I said. Because I think you can obviously rely on it too much, but I think there is a certain look to Star Wars, and there's like a base level of like things that it has to kind of look like.
Yeah,
and that's the line.
Yeah,
you know, and you can go in and when you see a ship that doesn't quite fit or an alien that doesn't fit, you notice it's odd.
Yeah, like if you do the giant, whenever they do like the giant, swarm of spaceships. If there is one that they've put in as a joke, like if they put in an Enterprise or whatever, you go, oh, it's the Enterprise.
Yeah,
of course it is, because it doesn't it stands out kind of like a sore thumb.
Exactly.
The same, when they'll Star Trek do it as well. I think when they throw in a R2D2 or something like that, you're like, because you'll be like, oh yeah, of course that doesn't fit.
Speaking of, people are saying like C-3PO is like, I'm taking a last look at my friends.
Oh yeah, what's that? What's happening there?
They're reprogramming or wiping his memory.
As
a
kill bot?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's a
Why would
Sith
they need
holocron.
to? Why would they need to?
Who knows? Well, also that guy's been around for like forever. Like Darth Vader built him, so he might know some stuff.
Out of a kit, as we know.
Yeah. He's basically an IKEA droid, I think. Yeah. Which is fine. What's weird because watching the trailer again and again, Droiden, he takes a breath as he's saying. He goes, friends. So they programmed in like breath into his voice box to make him more kind of human, which is interesting. Or it's just a mistake.
Could be a mistake, yeah, sure.
But what people are saying is like, they're not even his friends. They haven't been hanging out with him or whatever. But this movie takes place a year at least after the last. So they probably ran into each other. And also all his friends are dead. So
that's true. People can get new friends if all their old friends are dead.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we didn't see another Red Eye C-3PO situation.
But I'm assuming that's what happens after this thing. Oh, on the leaks though. So yeah, they're out there. Be careful on Twitter and Reddit and whatever.
Do you think they need his body for something else? So they're transferring his mind into the
Millennium
maybe Falcon again?
Well, it might be a data thing. Like they need some information and they have to clear him to put the old data. Like Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny Mnemonic. It's a Johnny Mnemonic situation.
No, the leaks I was just want to say. So if you don't want to know, be careful. If you've got them
with me listening to you.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'll be very careful.
No. I was like, we preferably don't want them, so don't send them our way. But yeah, so just probably stay off the internet for 2 months, and you should be right.
Should be fine. I mean, what does anybody need the internet for? You know,
that's exactly it. So there you go. The other thing is,
James, I haven't looked at the internet in like 2 minutes, and I'm feeling really antsy.
You can't for 2 months though, because you love Star Wars, Mason. Excited for Star Wars though?
Yeah, kind of.
One more thing. It's 155 minutes long, 3 minutes longer than The Last Jedi, making it the longest Star Wars movie of all time.
There we go.
There you go.
How do you feel about? I think we discussed this off air at some point. I don't know how I feel about the fact that they've just rebuilt the Rebellion's entire fleet.
Yeah. Well, there's some prequel comics and novels to this movie.
Course, yeah.
You can swoop right into them and check it out.
Yeah.
Where they're going system to system. The one at the moment, I can't remember what it's called. It's one of the Journey to the New Movie or whatever.
Oh, sure.
They go to Mon Cala.
We're on a journey, folks, to the new movie.
Yeah.
Join up.
December 18th, they
Yes.
say. They go to Mon Cala, which is the Akbar planet, and to like get help and whatever. And who do they run into there? Admiral Akbar's son. So presumably they're just going to be like, you're in.
Sure, right.
Admiral Akbar got blown out a window, so we need a new one.
They're like, hey, Admiral Akbar's son, we're friends with your dad. And he's like, whoa! And they're like, you've passed the test. You were absolutely bewildered. So you're in. You're in, baby.
So I think he actually is probably going to turn up in the
But I guess my feeling is I kind of, and I understand that time has passed, but I feel like for me, the idea at the end of The Last Jedi when there was like 10 people left of the entire rebellion was kind of more thrilling.
100%. Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
Yes.
So rally the galaxy, do not, are you saying?
I mean, they've done it now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too late now, isn't it?
Well, if you love stories where there's only 10 people or so, read maybe the first 3 issues of that comic until they get more people.
All right. And it's
then
just them
skip
going,
4.
geez, we're buggered, aren't we?
I'm tired.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah. There's not enough food on the ship for everybody. Yeah. Do you want some Marvel news?
Yes.
Good, because here it is. Cloak and Dagger has been cancelled after 2 seasons.
I saw that.
never saw it. It's got its fans. But this also ties into Jeff Loeb. Is apparently will be gone from Marvel TV because that's a role that Kevin Feige is now.
Mr. Long Halloween.
That's right. So apparently he was hamstrung by strict rules about integrations with the MCU. And Marvel Television bosses also who were disappointed with the way that Ghost Rider... Sorry, Marvel Television bosses were also disappointed the way Ghost Rider was cancelled and handled because they were shocked and embarrassed that... because they were just like, you can't do Ghost Rider anymore. And they just like cancelled that
on
series.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Was he going to get his own solo series?
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
With Gabriel Luna, who's Terminator, new Terminator.
Right. Uh-huh.
Also, Inhumans was a costly mess with reshoots and a $100,000 price tag to fix Medusa's wig with CGI, I assume, or something. So basically, him leaving is related to bad decisions and also the MCU folding into it more. And they're also limited by, I don't think it's all his fault because they're limited by what they can do on TV. And also Ike Perlmutter, who runs it, is a total prick.
James.
Yes.
Can you imagine? Go with me here.
I can't wait.
Medusa from the Inhumans TV series action figure.
No. 100%.
With no hair action.
A woman with a shaved head.
It's got one of those things where you put the seeds in the head and you water it, but they just never grow. They're old bad seeds. They Nick caved it. They're all bad seeds.
That's a perfect metaphor for that show, which may or may not be rebooted. So I like Jeff Loeb, but I understand that things are different now, I guess.
Yeah. A
was always
surprising
that
amount of Marvel
disconnect.
TV has sort of flown under the radar.
Yeah.
Runaways also. And
I watched some of that. It had a dinosaur in it. Yeah, there was going to be an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spin-off, and
Yeah,
it
right.
started with like, here's Sif, and then they went, that's it. We're never doing anything else.
yeah, right.
I think there was a Nick Fury. And,
There was a Nick Fury cameo,
and
yeah.
Maria Hill maybe did a
Yeah, yeah.
little thing. But anyway, there you go.
Yes.
The other thing is Falcon and Winter Soldier may deal with a viral threat, possibly the Mad Bomb. So the Mad Bomb turns people into zombies in the comics or something. I haven't read anything related to
Okay,
it.
right.
But yeah, what do you think about that?
Wow.
Zombies. That was apparently a backup story for Civil War as well. If they didn't get Iron Man back, they were going to be like, we'll do like Mad Bomb or whatever.
Okay.
Mad Bomb?
Yep, I get
There
it.
you go. What do you think of that?
Great, okay.
And the last bit of news is Bloodshot has a new trailer. Where's his ghostly white skin?
Didn't see it.
Early days, perhaps.
I mean, maybe we blinked and it was in one frame and we missed it.
We did see some bloodshot eyes of sorts or
Yeah,
something
that's true, yeah.
going on. But this didn't look as generic-y Vin Diesel-y action movie as I was worried that it was
looked
gonna
a little
look.
generic-y.
There was elements of it, but I think there's some money here that maybe aren't in some of his other movies
Yeah,
or
right, okay.
characters, maybe,
Sure.
potentially.
So in this, he wakes up.
Yes.
He discovers he was killed, but then he was brought back to life with nanotechnology.
I love it.
And then, but as a kind of a troubleshooting soldier, but then he remembers that his wife and kid were killed, and so he's going to go get revenge on some specific dude.
But maybe.
But then he gets that guy, and then they shut him
maybe.
down, and then he wakes up, and he's told that he was killed, and he wakes up, and he's been repaired with nanobites. But then he remembers that his wife and child were killed by a slightly different guy.
Yes.
And it turns out they're just wiping his memory and
With nanites.
with nanites.
So it's Memento with nanites.
Memento with nanites. Yeah.
Or that Gemini.
Nanetto.
I was going to say.
It's also combined with the Hannah Gadsby.
That makes
set of
sense.
special nanette. Yeah.
So it's like a slice of life, but also it's a bit real.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But every time he gets to rewatch Nanette, you know what I mean?
That's pretty exciting.
That's part of it. He's like, oh my God, I'm so moved.
This is game changing, he says.
Yeah. I don't know how funny it is, but it's amazing.
Yeah, that's right.
He's so going to have a different opinion on that special.
You showed me that live at the Apollo Nanette edits.
Oh, yeah,
Which was quite funny. It's also some of Gemini Man, I guess, is about that, pointing you at a guy that's a different guy. And they're like, but I thought I was doing good. And it's like, nah, you just...
I feel, speaking of bullets and dodging of bullets,
I love it.
I feel maybe we dodged a bullet because we both saw Gemini Man in regular definition.
Yeah.
And regular frame speed,
don't
normal
have any-
human frame speed.
They don't have anything else here.
Yeah, that's true.
Australia.
We don't even have, what is it, 120,
Something like that,
124
yeah.
frames a second or something?
You know why we
On
don't
60,
have it?
150 million
Thank
frames a
God
second.
for once Australia, the being slow
yeah.
is actually better.
But apparently that is it's an immensely
Sickening.
disturbing experience to
Yeah.
watch it in, like in a this ridiculously high frames per second.
The movie was bloody bad enough, am I right? Bloody right. Yeah.
So there's a guy on YouTube called Folding Ideas, and he watched it 3 times in a day in all different
did he do it?
in all different frame rates.
Yeah.
And apparently it's immensely disturbing as you and it gets like I think he watched it.
That's just a man breaking down, though.
It
I
is,
bet if
yeah.
I had to watch it 3 times in a day, the third one would also be
Oh, for
very
sure,
disturbing.
regardless of what frame rate it was
Yeah.
at, yeah. But it
tell me
looks
anything.
it looks like you're in the room with actors and
and
it's weird.
a CGI face staring at you.
Yeah. Because I was not unimpressed with the CGI for the most part in
No,
that.
me neither.
But apparently in the super high frame rate, you're like,
Hobbit was
"Whoa."
only 48. This is like 120 plus
Yep.
or whatever it
Uh-huh.
is. Insane. Anyways, the sponsor of this show this week is patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. If you want to chuck in a buck to support the show, there's early videos up there. Every now and then I'll get a bloody early podcast up there, I'll tell you that much. Next week's one will definitely be up there early because we're recording a little bit early, so that'll probably be up on the weekend at some time. But
Yes.
look, if you've ever considered contributing, chuck in a buck, a couple of bucks, chuck in $100, we don't mind.
Chuck in $100 if you wish.
Yeah, so look.
We're also considering what we're going to do. We're looking into a little extra something just for people who are
That's right.
contributing. A little.
Maybe a mailbag, maybe what else? Other things.
What's
we
a
thought of.
specific thing? We'll put one together.
Yeah.
And then we'll.
But if you're
we'll let
going
you know.
in, maybe just for that, maybe just hang on because
Hold on, we haven't done one yet.
We haven't done one yet. But look, so if it's a good way to support the show, we'd bloody love it if you could. The other thing is because we are doing a Halloween showdown. These are being taken from the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates group.
That's correct.
And also from patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. So I think I'd like to throw more things out there on both of those platforms as
Cool.
well. Not to ignore Twitter or any other platforms, but just giving that a go this week if people don't mind.
Yes.
Anyway, explain Showdown. Halloween
The long-awaited return of the superhero showdown. Or in this case, the horror villain/hero showdown. Very catchy name. So basically, people have sent us an assortment of combinations of people, and they would wonder which of the two would win in a fight. So what
Yes.
happens is our rule set is we have a standard size American football field.
Correct.
We don't know how big that is, but they're pretty big.
Yeah, pretty big.
If we've got 2 characters, they each appear at opposite sides of the standard size American football field.
Yes.
They see the other one. They realize that the other one is a threat.
Yep.
And they have to deal with that threat in the way they normally would.
If they're not a killer, they
Won't
don't kill.
But in this case,
everybody's-
mostly killers. Mostly
yeah.
killers.
So normally when we do superheroes or movie stars or whatever, if it was like Wolverine versus Captain America, say, Wolverine might immediately go lethal.
Maybe.
And maybe Captain America would build up to it, say,
Sure.
for example, depending on the
Uh-huh.
situation. But yeah, like you said. Also, all decisions are final. We will not change
Yep.
our opinion. If you think a different thing, though, that's the right thing.
That's correct, yes.
And also, we're not aficionados on horror so much, are we?
Not so much.
But
Yeah, they have the standard equipment that they
Yep.
normally would have on them.
if it's Freddy, he has his machete, obviously.
As is Freddy Machete.
If it's the fog,
They're like, it's me, Freddy Machete.
Yes.
And everybody's like, hey, Freddy.
So whatever they got.
Yep.
The fog has his gun.
Yep.
Whatever, anything goes.
Yeah, sure.
In terms of the rules of the universe,
Yeah,
obviously.
yep. Mhm.
There also can be exceptions if people want to add bits and
Yeah.
pieces.
Also, the version of the character we get is them at the peak.
I think we should do for
So
this
if it's
one.
Jason, it's Jason X.
Well, I was
when he
going
had
to say,
nanotechnology powers.
yes, but is it peak or is it like most iconic version for like?
Oh, yeah, we can do most
We
iconic
can
version.
decide.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. None of this matters.
None of
It
this
doesn't
matters at
matter.
all.
Doesn't matter.
That's the beauty of it.
Do you want to kick it off first, or would
No,
you
I
like
think you
me?
should go from Patreon
Okay.
first.
Sure. Okay. I've got this is from Harry Green. Halloween Michael Myers versus all the characters played by Mike Myers in the Austin Powers series.
Oh, this is very good. I like this a lot. Okay, so this is Michael Myers from the modern, the most recent Halloween.
Sure.
Are we talking?
It doesn't.
Okay.
I think you could pick
Yeah.
any one of those, and they're roughly the same.
Well, that's true. Except,
Yeah.
I mean, one of them is magic
oh yeah,
to some degree.
Okay,
But I feel like the
is he? Oh yeah, one's like a demon or something, maybe.
yeah. Look,
I don't know, it
there's the sort of in the middle period of Halloween
Yeah.
movies. Basically, Michael Myers kept getting resurrected by a sort of a curse. So I'm going to say it's the most recent Michael
Yep.
Myers. So he's absurdly strong.
But he can't run.
But he gets around pretty quick, doesn't he?
But I think because everybody's watching him, he wouldn't be running.
That's
Because
true.
you're only running when you're not being watched. So I think, and on the Mike Myers, Austin Powers side, you've obviously got Austin Powers.
You've got Austin
You've
Powers.
got Dr. Evil. You've got Fat Bastard.
You've got Wayne from Wayne's
You've got
World.
Wayne from Wayne. No, it says only in the Austin Powers series.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
So
okay.
is that the only three? I'm sure there's probably another one in there.
Let's look it up real quick.
Okay, quickly.
Because, I mean, if we just use all Mike Myers characters, we have Shrek, obviously.
Yes.
We have the Love Guru could get in there.
Yeah, chuck him in there.
But I feel a lot of these would just be cannon fodder.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Michael Myers.
Oh, he played Goldmember.
There we go. Okay.
And yeah, so I think
yes.
all of those people are killers also.
Yeah,
like
that's
Austin
true.
Powers will kill on a whim. He's a James Bond-esque.
Yep. Uh-huh.
And he's got some gadgets. Dr. Evil obviously is also a killer.
Does Dr. Evil get Mini-Me?
No.
Okay, because that's...
I mean, it's what he
Vern
comes
Troyer.
with.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So yeah, I guess he does.
Uh-huh.
They're all killers, but I think it's a question of competence here.
Yes, for sure. Uh-huh.
And I don't think Austin Powers and his friends
yes.
are competent enough.
And enemies.
Yeah, I don't think they would shoot him 15 times.
Uh-huh.
Like, that wouldn't be the first instinct. It'd be a quip and a shot, and then they think it's over, and then he breaks one of their necks, and then he kind of works from character to character.
Sure.
Kind of dismembering them.
This opening one is very grim.
I just think that's what would happen. Do you think there would be any chance that does Dr. Evil, has his pit full of sharks with lasers?
He absolutely
no, he
does
doesn't.
not. No, that's true.
He's not. He just appeared there. Yeah.
No, look.
Mini-Me would be kicked through the goalposts.
Absolutely he would.
Presumably.
I feel like the only one that maybe would have a chance is Fat Bastard. If they got into a
Like
grappling
a size
situation.
thing, sure.
Yeah, like a size
okay. Yeah, well, that's
issue.
true. He is strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. But do you think if it was a grapple, Fat Bastard could choke out Mike Myers before?
You could suffocate him.
But he's got the you have to.
Yeah, if anything, that's gonna
But also,
work
I think
against Michael Myers' killer.
you'd suffocate him, and you'd think you'd got him,
Right,
and
okay,
you'd get off.
Sure. Well, I guess that is one of Michael Myers' skills is you think he's dead,
You
but
think
then
you
he's
got
not.
him, but-
he's very good at playing possum, ultimately.
He can probably lower his heart rate or whatever, and
Let's not ascribe
You're right.
crazy.
I mean, I'm just saying a lot of people think he's dead all the
Yes,
time.
that's true.
They put him in a body bag and stuff,
Yeah.
thinking he's dead.
Yeah.
In certain movies, you know.
That's true, yeah.
So I think it's by far.
Yeah.
And he's got a knife, I assume. Mike
Yeah, I mean,
Myers?
what might even happen is, maybe Dr. Evil thinks he's shot Michael Myers to death, but then a quick examination will reveal that it's a guy wearing a Michael Myers mask, but also like a ruffled velvet suit. And it turns out that Dr. Evil shot Austin Powers, you know
his
what I mean?
brother.
Yes.
Oh my, that's
Oh god,
entirely
because that's a classic Michael Myers move.
definitely
is to
is.
switch put the mask on an orderly or
someone
something
else
and break
and
his
yeah.
larynx, so you
Yeah.
think that it's Michael Myers, but it's not.
It's really-
it's some rando.
But do you think he's got time to do that on a football field? Do you think he's pulling that off?
Yeah, he would just go round a corner.
Oh, yeah.
And by corner, I mean he'd go behind a goalpost
Yeah, he
and
probably
do
would.
it.
You're right. Yeah.
Real quick switcheroo. I mean, that's another of his skills is that he's good at getting stuff done behind the scenes,
Yes.
running around.
That's
specifically.
true. I don't think that. I think probably the best chance would be Austin Powers because he's dealt with henchmen and things like that before.
Uh-huh.
Abnormally strong and people with weird abilities.
Sure,
like
right.
he's seen that.
Uh-huh.
Like the guy who throws the shoe and
Random task.
random
yes.
task and whatever.
Uh-huh.
Terrible guy in real life, that guy as
Yeah,
well.
uh-huh.
So I think the only one who's probably stand any of a chance is Austin Powers, but I still don't think Austin
Okay.
Powers could, with his little gun,
Sure.
could kill Mike Myers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Is he a crack shot?
Yeah, he's a,
Also, this one isn't horror at all. It's
no,
just
it's
occurred
not.
to me.
That's not. Anyway, we should move on. I
Okay.
think it's Mike Myers.
Okay.
You can think a
I
different
think
thing.
it's Michael Myers.
Okay.
This one's from Josh Curry.
That's who I meant. Whatever that one is.
Yes.
Yeah, God. Yeah, you know what I mean.
The only genuine
The
horror
monster,
character in that
yes,
first one. Yes.
yeah.
Okay, cool. This is from Josh Curry. He suggested Columbus and the Zombieland Bunch versus Rick Grimes and the Walking Dead gang. Now, I don't know a lot about
yeah.
Rick Grimes, but you know way too much. You know more than you
I
want
mean,
to.
it depends on the crew. We're talking like original crew, I
Well,
assume.
what's the peak crew?
Peak crew is probably, you probably get your Daryl Dixon, which is the guy with the
You're
crossbow.
just going to say random names,
You
aren't
probably
you?
get Michonne. He's got a. Okay, Daryl Dixon has a crossbow.
Okay.
It's you know him. He's from Boondocks. He's that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Michonne's got a samurai sword.
Okay.
Rick Grimes has a 6-shooter.
Yep. And
Probably-
one arm?
Yeah, not in his prime he would.
Okay, right,
Also,
okay.
if it's the TV version,
Yep.
no.
I think it's the TV version.
Okay, then
Yeah.
no. He's got 2 arms.
Okay.
So that's probably, there's a few others in there. You could put in your Andrews. You could put in your Carl, who's a kid. And,
Okay.
But I think it seems from the movies
Yes.
that the Zombieland crew are better at dealing with zombies and conflict.
They're very efficient,
and
aren't they?
smarter,
We talked
especially
about it
from
last
the new
week.
one.
Yeah,
Than because the amount of times that they get surprised by slow-moving zombies or cornered
the
or
Walking
trapped
Dead
or whatever,
team.
I know it's a different universe, but it's really to the detriment of the show and these characters who were supposed to be.
Because they know they
Intelligent.
exist in a world where there are zombies around every corner, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. So that and they're not running ever, but they still get surprised.
They are the Walking Dead.
They are the
hence
Walking
name,
Dead, but
yeah.
in the Zombieland universe, as we've seen, there are fast
They're
zombies.
almost exclusively
Yeah.
fast zombies, yeah.
Fast and smart, but they're not fast and smart, the other one. So I think based on that alone,
Yeah.
and also the weaponry that the Zombieland guys have is like
It's full auto.
it's pretty,
All of it.
it's pretty, and they've got like ridiculous cars and
Yeah, right. But they don't have any
hideouts
cars
and
in this.
oh yeah,
There's
I
no
guess they
cars or
wouldn't, yeah.
hideouts
They've
in
just
this.
got their stuff.
Okay, but I guess my question here is, they perceive the other team as a threat.
Yeah.
Who goes to kill mode first?
Well, Woody Harrelson, presumably,
Yeah,
I'd
right.
imagine.
Yeah, I guess the question here is who breaks first? Because I think if one
Yeah.
team turns to killing initially, like if one member of one team goes to killing, then the rest will follow suit.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, in The Walking Dead, things can very quickly escalate to like a full-blown riot attack. Like it
Okay.
happens. So there's a lot of tense showdowns.
Yes.
Less so much in Zombieland where they'll turn on other people. It doesn't happen as much. So I guess the Zombieland crew are less equipped with dealing with actual people. It's more
Yeah.
zombies.
Uh-huh.
Like they're not fighting marauders and
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
as much. But that being said, like a crossbow's not as good as a machine gun. A samurai sword on a football field is fucking useless.
Yes, correct.
So there's only you'd rule out really anybody who's
I guess
doesn't
my
have a
question would
gun.
be if one team encountered another group of survivors to what they assume is a zombie
yeah
strewn landscape, would they be like, well, we shouldn't kill these people because this maybe is all that is left?
you don't
know
think
what I mean?
it's like kill or be killed in this world? Because I feel like it is. Like I feel like especially in The Walking Dead.
Well, see, I don't know a lot
Yeah.
about The Walking Dead.
It's
so
a lot of like if you run across somebody, you're immediately suspicious and things will normally escalate.
Right, okay.
And-
Because I would suggest the Zombieland crew are probably more trusting.
Yeah,
They're
I'd agree
annoyed
with that.
by people,
Yeah.
ultimately. Like encountering anyone is annoying to them, but they kind
Yes.
of appreciate the presence of another person. So I would suggest maybe the Walking Dead crew would move to kill mode first.
Yeah.
But again, you're right, samurai sword and crossbow.
Yeah, and not. I mean, I'm not saying they couldn't take out some of the Zombieland crew.
Jesse
Probably
Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg. But even like, I'd imagine Emma Stone would probably shoot first in this
Yeah.
universe.
How well do the Zombieland rules work against regular human beings? Cardio. I mean,
good.
Jesse Eisenberg's going to go on the run first.
Yes.
How do you hit a man with a crossbow or a samurai sword?
I mean,
when he's just running.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good shot with the crossbow, but there's a reload period on that.
That's true.
And so, yeah, I still think it's. I'm not saying the Zombieland crew would survive. They'd all survive. They probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Abigail Breslin would probably, she'd cop it. You know what I mean?
She'd cop it.
One of them would.
One of them,
at
yeah.
least.
Uh-huh,
But
that's
I
true.
think it would be, and also the Walking Dead people would be. One of them would go down and then all stop to be devastated.
Oh, is that has to happen on the show? Okay, yeah.
And then
yeah.
they'd be.
Would they be like, who are we?
Yeah.
Maybe we're
We're
the
the
real zombies. Yeah,
zombies,
okay,
yeah.
right. Yeah, I think it's the Zombieland crew, to be honest.
love it.
Because, and again, they have machine guns.
Exactly.
And they follow all the rules. They'll double tap. They'll double tap Rick Grimes.
You know they
They'll
would.
double tap the lady with the sword.
You know they would.
Hmm.
This is from Brent on Patreon. Van Helsing.
Brent on Patreon. I love
Yes,
Brent on Patreon.
he's so great.
Yeah, did he invent Patreon?
He did.
Hence the name. Yeah.
Van Helsing. Let's say Hugh Jackman.
Of
or
course.
we could do Anthony Hopkins.
No.
Okay. Versus the Ghostbusters. That he's written here. However many is fair. So I guess the 4 core
Sure, yeah.
Ghostbusters. You're not throwing in a Rick Moranis in there, are you?
No.
Do you think? I think Van Helsing. That would be a bloodbath. I think he would tear through those paunchy middle-aged men.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Like it would be. He's got spinning blades and knives and swords.
So this is
and
Van
crossbows
Helsing.
and
This is Van
guns.
Helsing at the start of Van Helsing. This
Yes.
is Van Helsing where he turns into a. Doesn't he turn
That's
into a
into
monster?
a werewolf. I guess technically that's his like in his prime when he's a werewolf.
Because there'd be no reason for the Ghostbusters to fight him if
If I mean, yeah,
he's
they
not a
wouldn't go
monster.
lethal, would they?
No.
They'd have to wait till they see him do something to consider him a threat.
Yeah.
Because they don't immediately shoot any of the villains when they see them at first, do they? There's like a question of what this is.
Sure, yeah.
Whether it be Vigo or...
You got to check the PKE meter, obviously, first.
And I think while they're doing that, he would probably kill them all.
Yeah.
I mean, because and he's so fit comparatively.
That's
like
true.
it's not even. There's no comparison there between those two.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And they're not. Well, that's the thing, because the Ghostbusters are expecting, like when they go into a situation, they are probably expecting,
They may not be afraid of no ghost.
No, but they're probably expecting like, vomit or lightning bolts or something, acid, something like that. I think they'd be. Here's the thing, though. They're also all terrible shots.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask
worst.
you, if a human being gets hit with a proton pack...
They'd die.
So you'd explode?
I think you'd burn to death.
So if he's running at you across the football field...
Yep.
His leathers are flapping in the breeze.
Yeah.
Do you think they could hit him before he hits them?
At their prime?
Yeah.
Maybe they could hit him.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, because again, they're
not exactly accurate. Those things.
No,
either.
they're all over the place. But if you watch the first major ghost bust in their first movie, like they're flying, they're spraying the proton energy all over the place, and it's just
there's books going everywhere,
blasting the hotel to pieces, kind of thing. So
they'd probably throw out a ghost trap, and nothing would happen.
Nothing would happen. He's not a ghost.
No.
Yeah.
Do you think he could dodge and roll and be throwing knives at the same time, though?
Yeah, it's Van Helsing.
Yeah, he probably could, right?
It's early 2000s action superstar Hugh Jackman as Van Helsing. Yeah.
He's got that big hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, all I'm saying is like over an American football field distance, I don't think they could hit him with.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that because you're a bigger fan of Ghostbusters than I am.
Yeah.
So
I'm even a bigger fan of Ghostbusters than I am of Van Helsing.
What?
Which is intense.
We got to carry out a garbage Van Helsing.
We sure do.
For
Yeah.
maybe Invisible Man, I guess.
That movie had so much promise for the first 5 minutes.
Oh my goodness, it's got a good opening.
Yeah.
What else do you got?
Wait, hang on. I'm just kind of.
Okay. He's too equipped and he's too fit.
Yeah.
And he's killed things way scarier.
But would he try and kill the Ghostbusters?
Yes. If they're a threat, he's a murderer. I mean, he only kills monsters though. Isn't that like a thing in that?
Seems that way, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, would he perceive them as monsters if they're shooting lightning? He probably would.
Oh, he might do. That's true.
Because he doesn't know that shit.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
He doesn't know an unlicensed nuclear accelerator from a bloody witch, does he? He probably think they're witches or warlocks.
Yeah, that's right.
Probably think they're warlocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, he'd probably kill them.
Yeah.
It's
There you go.
Van Helsing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Love it. What do you got? What's next?
Let me have a look. Okay,
All decisions are final.
That's true. This is from Callum Wiley.
Hello, Callum.
Ellen Ripley versus Sarah Connor.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay. He stipulated no weapons other than what they can find at the football stadium, but I disagree.
So grass.
Yeah, grass. No, I think they should go in.
With what they've got.
Yeah.
Sarah Connor's got that shotgun she racks with one arm.
Yeah, sick.
Is that the weapon that she's known for? The shotgun?
Well, that's the thing. She might have a syringe of liquid router. The plant
Liquid
kill. Yeah.
But you got to get in pretty
Plant killing
close.
chemical. That's
and
true.
you would have to be able to stab them and then put it
Yeah.
in. Okay.
What if she's got some liquid neuter?
No.
Kill
very
Newt with
good.
it.
So does that mean
Newt come along?
Does that mean Sigourney Weaver is saddled by Newt on one arm?
I think so. Okay. Does she?
Does that mean Sarah Connor's got John Connor then?
Yes.
Or is pregnant?
Yes. One of the two.
Let's say
play
no.
out- let's nut this out and figure out which is the funniest thing to do.
Okay.
Okay, I reckon Ripley has
The power loader, right?
No, Ripley has. Okay, how about this? Oh no, I feel that's.
Yeah.
Or maybe. Look, I reckon at the bare minimum, Ripley has Newt on one arm. The other hand, she's got the pulse rifle with the grenade
flamethrower
launcher on
and
the flamethrower taped to it.
Okay,
she's
gotcha.
got that. And Sarah Connor would have a shotgun.
Yep.
She'd have the liquid neuter, obviously, and she'd have the bed frame that she does pull-ups on in the mental asylum. She's got.
No, she'd just be using the goalpost for that.
Yeah, that's
She wouldn't
true.
need to bring
Okay.
that with her.
Okay, right,
Just like,
okay.
I'll leave this at home.
Okay, she's doing the pull-ups.
Yeah.
And then there's a flashing
Snap,
light.
and she's doing them on
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
she's on the.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing about these characters. Sarah Connor is expertly trained.
Yes.
Like, and strength-wise, I think if you looked at that alone, she's
Yep.
more competent.
That's
That
true.
I don't think that necessarily means she wins against a flamethrower / rocket launcher /
Yep.
Alan Ripley.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
Also, I think
Also, we're not doing the weird xenomorph mix one.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. But yeah, nobody cares about that one.
No.
I think it's and surely she's the most powerful when her maternal instincts kick in. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Oh, that's what this is, maternal instinct versus maternal instinct.
That's right.
Oh my God, it didn't even occur to me.
I guess it would be that both of them think the other person is a threat to
Okay, so in this scenario,
protecting.
in this scenario, Newt and John Connor, Edward Furlong, John Connor, are cowering behind the goalposts at each end,
Very good.
and that is the mission. There is what they don't know what the other one's going to do.
And we're talking Amelia Clark, Sarah Connor.
Yes,
No, we're talking
Linda
Terminator
Hamilton, yeah.
Linda Hamilton. I
Yeah.
was watching some clips of that movie today. I was telling you before
it's
the
pretty
show.
good, right?
Fuck, it's good. It's such
It's
a good movie. Yeah.
Uh huh.
So I think the only advantage of Ripley would have in this situation over Sarah Connor is the weapon that she has.
Super high tech.
I think if she had the power loader, that wouldn't do her any favors.
No, if anything, if she had the power loader, I think Sarah Connor would see that and flip her lid. And
Yeah.
be like, oh, it's a new Terminator.
Yeah.
It's a new hunter killer. Let's
And
get rid of this.
You can't exactly like sprint in that thing.
No.
And it's good for taking down like a big snappy alien.
Yeah.
But it's not good for taking down a person with a
I
shotgun.
mean, look, hypothetically speaking, if she had the power loader, Sarah Connor runs up behind the back, sticks the liquid rooter in her neck.
That's right.
And she's done.
Says you're rooted, mate.
She says, you're rooted. Fires guns in the air.
Yeah. So I think it's the gun. I think it's could Sarah Connor
Yeah.
avoid on an open field?
Is Ellen
grenade
Ripley a
launcher?
good shot?
I mean, yeah, she's she's good enough.
I mean, she's got a lot of bullets.
Yeah.
Okay, she's got 99 bullets because that's how many
That's how many
the
she
pulse
had.
rifle holds.
Is it?
It says 99 on it,
Okay,
I'm
right.
pretty sure.
Yeah, right.
And
then you've got the flamethrower backup
and a
slash
grenade
the
launcher.
grenade launcher.
Okay.
Would she go immediately to the grenade launcher, or would she use the 99 bullets for? Don't think she could hit her with 99 bullets? A shotgun's also not great over long distance.
Well, that's true.
But the liquid router is,
I believe it's.
if you threw it accurately enough.
Sarah Connor's got that killer instinct.
I agree, but I think with the distance and that weapon,
Yeah, right.
I think if Sarah Connor had a machine gun, then
That's
maybe
true,
it would
but
be different.
But when did she ever have a machine gun is the question.
I'm sure she's had a machine gun. In the back of the van, when the T-1000 has the helicopter and she's like...
She doesn't have the van, though, does she?
No, she doesn't.
Yeah.
Is the shotgun her most iconic weapon?
I think the shotgun is the most iconic weapon,
Yeah.
right? And she's great at the middle distance.
She's got that,
Pachoo,
she's got that bung arm and
She'll shoot that T-1000, yeah.
You know it,
But
yeah.
you're right. I think even if she somehow avoids 99 bullets from a distance,
Yeah.
maybe she's not even expecting that flamethrower to go off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And she
So-
probably doesn't think that thing also... Because she's also from the 90s. She doesn't think that thing would also have a flamethrower slash
Grenade launcher
grenade
on it.
launcher in it.
Yeah.
So I think for that reason alone, it's Alan Ripley.
Yeah.
So I'm not happy about it. Because I think Sarah Connor, under different circumstance, would win that any day of the
All
week.
decisions final.
Yes, that's correct. Again, this is one that I've picked that is not... They're not both... they're
Here
both
we
horror
bloody
themed,
go.
If you don't mind.
Oh, should we have gone? Maybe we should have gone Sarah Connor. Traditionally, she's from a horror movie, being the Terminator.
Yes.
But that's not peak Sarah Connor, so I think it's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, Ellen Ripley, circa Aliens versus Sarah Connor, Terminator 1. Not a fair
I
fight.
guess technically the first Alien is also... You'd pick that version of Ripley.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Because that's really the horror movie
That's
of the
true.
two, I guess. Gregor says Chucky, presumably the cursed doll one,
Yes.
versus Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, okay.
Buzz Lightyear's, none of his weapons are real.
That is true, yeah.
And I guess...
And he's dumb.
And he's... any version.
Yeah.
I mean, would it be a benefit to him if it was the version that knew he was a toy? Presumably.
It would, yeah.
Because otherwise he's just...
Yeah, that's peak Buzz.
Yeah.
And then at least he could find some creative solutions.
I don't think Buzz would kill another toy.
No, that's true. He'd try and maybe sway him away from his evil path.
Yeah, but Chucky would just tear through
What does
that gun.
Chucky want, though? What do
Murders.
Chucky's got? I know he wants murders, but I mean, is there any way that Buzz Lightyear could maybe give him something he wants that isn't murders? I'm gonna look up Chucky real fast, and I'm gonna see if maybe Chucky does he need a magic amulet or something like that?
Depending on... I mean, sometimes he wants a child or whatever.
Sure.
Um,
Oh, well, Buzz Lightyear would
yeah.
absolutely give him a child
Yeah,
to
that's
sacrifice.
true.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The thing about Chucky is, Mason,
Yes.
I'd just kick him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, when
That's
presented
what-
with that problem, you would just kick him.
Is Chucky strong?
He seems to be as strong as a normal human man.
Yeah.
As I understand
Well,
it.
that's way stronger than Buzz Lightyear
Yeah.
then.
He's okay. So Chucky is portrayed as a notorious serial killer, absolutely, whose spirit inhabits a good guy's doll. I'm assuming the appliance store.
Come in and see the good guys.
Yep. And continuously tries to transfer his soul from the doll to a human body.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So if Buzz could find a human body on the field, which he can't.
No. And I don't think he'd be willing to do that because he's a hero.
How about this, though?
I'm ready.
Buzz has come with Andy. Andy's brought Buzz along.
I don't think Andy would sacrifice... Buzz would sacrifice Andy. Also, Buzz wouldn't work if Andy's there.
Oh. No, but that's only a rule. That's not a law of the universe. So he could operate.
That's true, but I don't know whether... Do you think he'd snap
I think he'd clock Andy and knock him out.
Do you
so he could
the
get
karate
this fight
chop
done.
action?
Yeah, with karate chop
action. Do you think,
action.
though, that Buzz would step in to save... Do you think... I think the only advantage of that situation, if Buzz is coming with Andy...
Yep.
Buzz... Chucky isn't focusing on Buzz...
Yep.
Because he thinks he's a toy that... Just a regular toy.
Uh-huh.
And so while he goes for Andy...
Yep.
Is there a way that Buzz could disable Chucky?
It's a really good
Because
question.
he'd probably be looking for a switch or a battery or something, but he doesn't have any of that.
Doesn't he?
No.
Ah.
Well, I mean, even if he did,
Yes.
I don't think if he pulled out Chucky's batteries, which I don't think he has, it wouldn't matter.
That's
He's still
true.
a cursed demon doll or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think Buzz would be looking for an off switch or to switch him to a Spanish Chucky. But
Sure.
but he couldn't because
Yeah.
that's not how he works.
That's true.
Brad Dourif is in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
You always got to watch out for Brad Dourif.
Buzz can't fly. He's got no weapons.
That's true.
He's not a killer, and he
Yep.
can't match him in strength.
That is true.
So I just don't think it's.
Is there any way? Look, this is death for both Buzz and Andy in
Yes.
this instance, and they should have come better prepared. But
They should have known.
they should have known.
Should have known this was going to happen.
They should have known they were going to be matched up with a murderous doll. Is all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I think if it was all the toys from Toy Story, they could.
They could pin him. I
They
think.
could
Yeah.
pin him.
Yeah. And like chop him up with scissors or something.
Yeah, do something like that. Yeah,
But it isn't.
it isn't.
So look, all we can hope for is, he distracts Chucky long enough for Andy to get away.
Yeah.
Then he's dismembered, and then the rest of the crew come and kill Chucky.
Okay,
They
yeah.
render him into tiny little
Also,
pieces.
Buzz works. Toys can work in pieces, so I don't know whether that would be an advantage. Probably not,
Yeah, no.
but it's. You
Yeah.
can operate if you separate.
Yeah,
it.
look,
Some
I,
can.
I think this is a loss for Buzz, but I think the revenge film would be spectacular.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Toy Story 6 or whatever.
Toy Story 6,
the one
yeah.
when they do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
uh-huh.
excellent. What's up, Mason?
Oh, let's find another
What's
one.
up, dog?
What's okay? Look, this one, I don't think there's an answer, but I just wanted to put it in. This is from Scott Coventry.
I know, Scott.
Samara from The Ring versus Arnim Zola. Just two TVs sitting facing each other on a football field.
Well, Samara, how would she even?
Well, look, if Arnim
What's
Zola
she going
accidentally
for?
if Arnim Zola accidentally played The Ring,
Yeah.
the video,
Would it infect his core systems?
is he even capable of playing a video? I mean, he can play a USB.
good point,
And he can
actually.
play probably a reel-to-reel projection of some
could
sort.
probably play
a
a video,
VCR. You think maybe
yeah.
they upgraded him at some point?
Presumably, also the Ring wasn't always on a VCR. It was probably on another thing,
Yeah, probably.
because it happened a long time ago or whatever.
Yeah,
wasn't
probably
it?
was on Betamax, which had a high
Betamax,
quality, as we
exactly,
know. Might have been on
You used
Laserdisc.
to go into the theater and someone would play like the pianola.
Yeah.
While you watch the woman come out.
We're
of a
going to
well.
watch The Ring.
Look out! It's got the text on the
Yeah.
screen.
We don't have to
I
discuss
don't-
this
I
one.
don't even
We've
know
got a
where to
lot of-
start
We,
with
we
this
have a
one.
lot of Samara versus people. So
Okay.
I think we got.
She's invincible unless you get like the core of her being and soul or something,
yeah.
right?
Do you remember that one where it was like the first one where it's like, well, if we go and we go and we find her body and whatever,
and we
she'll
love her.
she'll return to the afterlife
To
or whatever.
jack
She's like,
shit.
I just love murdering.
Yeah, she didn't
I'm
care.
just a big fan of murdering. Do you think the movie still holds up?
Yeah, probably. The
I'm
first
talking
one
about the
at least.
American one. I haven't seen the
No,
original.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
And I think so. The Ring was the top of the well she was in.
Yes.
Good. That freaked me the fuck out when I first
Uh-huh.
saw that movie. Yeah. I don't know. Let's say Arnim Zola, if he's got a big smashy robot, like in the comics,
Okay, sure.
which he wouldn't have.
Well, what Samara hasn't factored in is Arnim Zola's TV has big arms
I
and legs.
don't think she'd even know what to make of that.
Yeah.
She's from a completely different time period.
Yeah.
She's a weird ghost TV woman. Would you climb
That's
into
true.
the TV with him
That's a good point.
and spook him in there?
Also, Arnim Zola has no fear of death, and he can call in an airstrike. So
He would at least, and he's probably got a backup.
he's got
So I don't think if just one part, like, is it just one TV that's transported there? Because the rest of him's back in bloody Marvel HQ
I'm gonna say
or
it's
whatever.
one TV, but he does have some
Shield
sort of
HQ.
cable connection to
Yeah,
something.
okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
I think they're both going to die, but it's because
I think
Arnim
it's
Zola brings in an
confusing,
airstrike.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what about this? Cody Walter says, current day it, so
Yes.
it's the one who can turn into a big spider,
Uh-huh.
versus the previous version of the adults. So the early 90s version of the
Okay,
adults
sure.
who just tip over that spider and just like stab him a bit. That new spider with the clown head would tear through those people.
Oh.
Like it would be an absolute massacre. They'd go to tip him over and they'd be
Tear them to
cutting him in
pieces,
half.
yeah. That fight would go like single digits in seconds. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Just
They
one
wouldn't-
death per second.
I can't
think.
imagine. No, they were thoroughly unprepared for the one that they faced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let alone the one who could sprint.
Yeah.
You know, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
The modern day good one.
Yeah, the good one.
Mhm. The one with the budget behind it.
The one with the
Yeah,
budget
for
behind
sure.
it.
Uh-huh.
I've also got Ripley versus Sarah Connor.
Yeah,
Was yours
no,
from
that's-
Kyle? Was as well?
I can't remember.
there you What's next, Mason?
What's next is look. There's going to be There's going to be some doubling up.
Sure.
But this one is from Sean Gallagher. It says The Thing from The Thing versus It from It. So this
I
is
got
a
that one
battle of
too,
terribly
yeah.
named monsters.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll say modern day It.
I got that from Joe here as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so, oh man.
A lot of these are just novelty.
Yes.
Like we got The Fog versus The Mist,
Who
which I
knows?
maintain we should do.
I don't even know where to start with that, but
Well, look, The Mist is an interdimensional portal filled with... It came from an interdimensional portal, which also brought with it a bunch of horrible monsters. And apparently The Fog is a German death metal band. So I imagine it's probably The Mist.
But if the mist rolls in, does it have its monsters, or is
It has
just
its monsters, yeah. It's not
got
just
it.
a mist.
Well, I mean, if you're just saying,
You'd be like, oh, this is humid.
but if it's just a mist,
Yeah.
But the mist comes with the things.
The mist comes with the monsters, yeah. And the fog comes with their roadies, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
And-
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So yeah, the mist.
But anyway, The Thing versus It.
Yes. Well, interesting.
Does the Thing fear anything?
No, it's just a survivor.
Right, yeah.
I don't think. It can mimic fear. I mean, it fears fire.
Yeah.
And I guess it would know that.
Yeah.
But it can use imaginary fire.
Right.
But-
it could also start a fire, presumably.
Yes, but I don't know if it could actually... It's not the spider version. Oh, it doesn't arrive as a spider. I assume it just arrives as a clown.
Right,
I
and what does the
assume.
Thing arrive as? Does it have a body? like
Let's
it's
say it arrives as the dog.
Okay, sure.
Because that's the first thing we... I don't think it matters what the thing arrives
No,
as.
that's true,
I don't
yeah.
think I think it's irrelevant.
Okay, it arrives
Yeah.
as the dog. So obviously it would be like, well, what's a dog fear? Lightning.
Yeah.
Firecrackers. I'll turn in some firecrackers. But then the thing is, well, here's the thing, because the thing, maybe it thinks the thing is afraid of fire because it's a dog.
Yeah. Oh, you don't think it can like read its soul and
I
like
don't know.
what's going on
What
with
can-
this?
I don't know.
Because it seems to know your innermost fear even if you don't speak them out loud. Because it's like, I know you're gay, Richie.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, I am.
So in this instance, it knows that the thing is gay.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, right.
But the thing doesn't care.
It's not
You think the thing-
important.
it wouldn't-
Yeah.
The thing is everything
The
and
thing
all
is
things.
non-binary,
Yeah,
because it
doesn't
can turn
matter.
into anything.
It doesn't
Yeah.
give a shit at all.
Yeah.
Well, what
I reckon that, I don't know.
don't you have to perform like a weird ritual? I guess...
No, this is if anything, the thing is going to provide the standard defeat of it, which is to beat it to death. That's just just hit it with something big.
I guess the thing also wouldn't really need deception. It would pretty quickly figure out. Also, it can grow from like a drop of blood. And it's also not. I always imagine these as night games. I don't know whether you.
Oh no, day for me.
It really isn't
Yeah.
that interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always imagine
Uh-huh.
like Friday Night Lights kind of
There you go.
situation.
Yeah, right.
But I don't think it would be cold enough where the thing would be bothered by it.
No. In order to get bigger, does the thing have to consume
No.
something?
I don't know.
Okay.
I get probably.
Could
I'd
it eat
imagine.
grass like a cow?
Well, I mean, so it's all living matter.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So presumably, I
Yeah,
guess.
right,
I
okay.
don't know what.
I guess it takes advantage of whatever it has. Because the thing about the thing in the movie, The
Yeah.
Thing, is it's in the Arctic and there's not a lot there.
Do you think the thing could absorb the clown?
Yes.
And like its biology would override the interdimensional clown biology?
I think it could chomp it real good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And again, though, this version of the thing, like of it, you don't.
It's hard to
so
keep track,
confusing,
isn't it?
Yeah. People, I assume, know what I'm talking about.
It's the clown, the thing is the dog currently.
Yes, yeah. like you said, you could beat it to death. It wouldn't perform a ritual. And if it's not scared, which it probably wouldn't be, it would overcome it that way.
Yeah. I'm feeling that it would come at the thing with some sort of fire situation.
But it's not real.
You could start a fire, surely, couldn't it?
I guess.
Yeah. And then...
I don't know.
Yeah. And then the thing would cower and or maybe go dormant.
Yeah.
Like it
for centuries.
Yeah. This is a long haul one. And then eventually it would get a bit curious and be like, what's going on with this dead dog? And then the dog's body would just open up into a big set of jaws and just chomp its head off, I feel.
Yeah.
I might give this to the thing.
I think I'm going to give it to the thing is so adaptable. The other thing is the rules
the other thing.
The rules of these guys, especially Pennywise, they're so vague.
Yeah,
and
right.
like what can they do and what's real and what's not, and
again, if it's a battle over for centuries.
Yeah. I mean, they've both done it, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I guess it will eventually come back because you can't kill it unless you do the ritual. But at the same...
No, but you don't... The ritual counts for jack shit, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's
you just have to scream at it that you're not afraid.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean...
Which the thing could probably do.
I think it could, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot. It can also turn into a thing that can speak.
It can do anything.
It can do anything, really, yeah. I think I'm going to give it to the thing.
I think there's elements of Pennywise... We should have just called it that from the start. There's elements of Pennywise that are supernatural.
Yeah.
So there's some uncertainty there in terms of how this would work, but I still think the thing is...
Do you think the thing is tricked by illusions?
That's a good question.
Well, see, I wonder how... Because Pennywise is an alien creature, and so is the thing.
Yeah.
So is the thing immune to anything that it can put out? You know what I mean?
Well, Pennywise is more dimensional than...
Alien, I guess. That's probably true.
I guess. Yeah, so... I don't know.
Also, doesn't the thing turn into a real big monster at one point? Just a mass of flesh?
Yeah, it's a mass of flesh.
Yeah, I reckon if he turns into that, Pennywise is done, to be honest. Just gaping mouths.
Pennywise would be the spider, but...
Yeah.
You can stab the thing and it doesn't matter.
Doesn't seem to care.
Doesn't care.
Also, like if you belt Pennywise with a big stick, it seems to hurt him a lot. He's like, ow.
Remember when he wasn't afraid in the basement and he's choking him to death? He's choking that zombie to death in the new one?
Yeah.
And he escaped by vomiting? That would do nothing.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, it would shoot fire, but it's not real fire, I assume. I don't know. I don't know what part of Pennywise is supposed to be real. What about this one, Mason?
Yes.
This is from David. Dracula Untold versus Tom Cruise Mummy. Two classic horror movie icons. Oh my God,
the matchup we were always meant to see, but we never did.
That's true.
Damn.
So presumably Tom Cruise is the mummy?
Yeah.
Kiss a man to death?
What abilities did he have? He could kiss a person to death, but can he kiss a man who's already undead to death?
Do you think Tom Cruise would kiss a man or would be too afraid? Like you would worry about the public perception of him?
Oh, that's a really good question.
I mean, technically it's not Tom Cruise, it's...
I was going to say Jack Reacher, but it's probably...
I was going to say Carter Pentecost, but I don't know.
No,
Let me check just quickly.
Okay, cool. Chad Boxcutter, I think is his name.
Nick Morton.
Oh, not bad. All right. Okay.
And...
Dracula's Dracula.
Dracula can turn into a fist of bats.
That's true.
They're both immortal-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a day game, it's over, isn't it? But then again...
Yeah.
The Dracula can go into the sun because he does at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and that's peak Dracula.
I mean, also, that's like, is he not as strong? Because the Bram Stoker one could do that as well.
That's true, yeah.
What does this mean, Mason?
What does it mean, yeah.
Yeah. Dracula's good with swords.
Yep.
Tom Cruise is good with
being full of sand, probably.
Yeah. But could you kill Tom Cruise with a sword in real life, even?
Real Tom Cruise, no, absolutely not.
It'd absorb it like the T-1000.
So, yeah. Okay, let's say you got a big sword, and you chop Tom Cruise as the mummy. What happens?
I don't know.
We don't know. We'll have to fill in some
He
blanks.
can also bring people back from the dead.
But who's he going to bring back from the dead? The guy from New Girl again? Unlikely.
He already did that.
He's not doing it again. Whatever that guy's name is, probably not Jake Johnson.
These are bad movies.
Yeah.
And I don't understand.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the Tom Cruise one, because I have no idea. He's got a big chompy mouth.
He could summon some birds. I'm assuming he's got all the powers that the mummy...
Yeah. But the
like
Dracula
the lady,
can summon
the mummy.
like a bat or turn into bats.
He can
also.
summon... Oh, okay.
And he can fly.
That's true. Okay, well, obviously we're going to have some birds fighting some bats up in the sky.
Yeah.
Because they've summoned that. So there's
And
a
while
bird
that's
bat-
happening, they're kissing.
Yes, there's some bird bat situation going on up here. Yeah.
But can Dracula summon bats, or does he only turn into bats?
I think he can do both.
Yeah, he's a Dracula. He
Yeah,
can
he's a
probably do
I
both.
mean, the traditional powers of a Dracula is you can do that. You can change the weather as well. So I think
Oh,
maybe
that's
I think
irrelevant
maybe
then.
that would not.
Well, the mummy can roll in a sandstorm.
Yeah, see.
But to what end?
Well, to get rid of
The bats?
get rid of the bats. Sure,
Probably would work.
But I guess it being daytime or nighttime is largely irrelevant.
Yeah.
If you can change the weather and bring in
I
some
didn't know
cloud.
Dracula could
He can
change.
change the weather.
I didn't know that.
He's very vague.
Yeah.
His abilities are quite vague.
This new one can change. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Probably. Maybe that's how he's doing. Maybe that's how he's hanging out in the daytime.
Yeah, that's true.
He's
That's
made it a bit
good point.
overcast.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I mean, that last scene did look quite dreary. So maybe that's what he's doing.
I think that was just your mood.
Maybe.
Remember, we could have interviewed the cast from Dracula.
Oh
and
my
told-
god, we could have. Oh my god.
We'd still be talking about it.
We still-
I mean,
it's
I
true.
guess we still talk about it
We'd
regardless.
still be dining out on it. It'd be
I
amazing.
hate this one.
Okay, well, who wins then? You've got to determine.
Dracula, because I like it slightly more.
Yeah, or the same. Yeah.
But that's only a personal preference.
Yeah. Look, I imagine Dracula would just chop him into pieces and then put the pieces.
Yeah.
So, arrange them,
Mm.
make a sandcastle out of him.
Yeah, that's nice. Is he filled with sand?
I don't know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know because we don't know what he ultimately turned into.
Does Tom Cruise have Russell Crowe?
Yes. And he's drunk. And he's spoiling for a fist fight. But it's not Dr. Jekyll, it's just regular Russell Crowe.
That's more dangerous, I think.
Yeah. But even if it was Dr. Jekyll,
He's got that thing.
he's just slightly stronger.
and slightly green.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to fight a Dracula with that?
The original Dr. Jekyll had like a drink.
Yeah.
This new guy's got like a canister that you got to load like 8 cylinders in. And
Yeah. It was ridiculous. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
You'd put it on a belt that's under your shirt or whatever and you just push a button.
Which I think probably we should have gone like Gary Oldman, Dracula versus Armand Vosloo, the
mummy.
I
Yeah,
think would
right,
probably-
okay.
I'd probably be able to handle that.
Well, we can do that now.
I can't. They're both. Armand Vosloo is filled with sand, it would seem, and beetles.
Yeah, sand and
And
beetles. That's
scarabs
true.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
You can unhinge his jaw like a snake.
Gary Oldman is a warrior. Obviously, they're both
Apparently,
warriors
the,
in a way.
I did not know this, but apparently that version, that Bram Stoker's Dracula, it has no.
It's all practical.
Yeah, there's no
Yes.
special effects that could not have been achieved at
entirely
the time
in
when they were
camera.
making like old Dracula movies. That's amazing.
It's a shame it's not a better movie.
Yeah, it's true. But apparently, a lot of people these days complain, "Oh, the CGI in that movie is so bad."
Oh,
kind of
really?
thing. Yeah, they're like, "Oh my god, that's the problem with that movie is the CGI so bad." And like, there wasn't any.
Yeah.
So you know,
There's definitely some good stuff in that movie, like on the whole.
Mm.
And I love that Simpsons episode with the Mr. Burns has got that haircut. And
Yeah.
everything. I love that. Anyway, the Dracula.
we're going with the Dracula. Yeah, I think a Dracula wins in most situations, you know, unless there's very specific circumstances.
But also, you need like a weird specific curse in a book. Yeah. Dracula's probably got that book in his castle,
Oh yeah,
but he doesn't have it on him.
No. Oh, to unmummify the mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he could
right,
probably fly back and get it.
He'd probably get some bats to get it for him.
Yeah, that's true. So it's just, are they just waiting for various books
And they
to arrive?
keep bringing different books, and he'd be like, "Come on,
Is the mummy summoning books?
Yeah.
As well, Dracula
oh,
books.
not the Country Women's Associated Mum's Cookbook. That's not what I wanted. I want the Mummy book. Oh,
The
not
Book of the Dead.
Not the Mummy Bloggers book. Oh, you keep bringing me the wrong book, bats. You silly bats.
What's the next one? that
Let
you've got?
me find one. Here we go. Oh, okay. Speaking of The Thing, this
I'm
is from
ready.
Ethan Safi, Mac McCready from The Thing versus Ash from The Evil Dead.
Which one's Mac?
Is Kurt Russell?
Oh, I have no idea what anyone's called in that movie.
right, yeah.
But I love it.
Yep.
Well, you know more about Ash than I do.
He's got a chainsaw.
He's got his
for a hand.
chainsaw hand.
and a shoddy.
And a shoddy.
Yeah.
Than him. But
Yeah.
in
McCready's
his prime,
drunk.
Kurt Russell, he's drunk and he has a flamethrower.
That's
and
true,
that's
yeah.
a wild man. Like he is.
Yeah.
He's on the edge. And he'd have to be on the edge, right?
Yeah.
Because I reckon he's pulled out of battling the Thing mid-drunk with the flamethrower.
I reckon he's been pulled out from right at the end.
Oh, okay.
You know where it's him and the last guy.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't know if the other guy's the Thing. What's happening there?
Which one of them is the Thing? Never know.
According to some people, it is the other guy.
Because of the eyes or something?
No, it's because Kurt Kurt Russell pours like a
and it's gasoline?
a cup of gasoline and
Yeah.
gives it to the guy. That's what some people are saying. And the guy drinks from it, and if he's the thing, he wouldn't know any different. But if he was a
Yeah.
human, he'd be like, blah. He'd be like, Blair.
Blair.
Oh my God, he's a Dracula.
He's summoning books.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I mean, that's a fan theory, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
there
it
is a
is, yeah.
sequel. It's the game. So what happens? Aren't they both not in the game? I don't know. Keith David, what are you up to?
Yeah, right.
Right in. So, do you think Ash?
Okay, peak Ash, so like Evil Dead.
Evil
Dead
Dead.
3?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, Evil Dead
Is
3.
that Shotgun?
Yeah, that's Shotgun Chainsaw Hunt. That's the premiere of the Chainsaw Hand.
3's
Oh,
the time travel one, though, isn't it?
Three's a time travel. Yeah,
So he doesn't
yeah.
have any weaponry like that.
No, he's got everything in
that's
his car. He's got the shotty.
in the past.
Yeah, he's
I
coming
haven't-
back.
I haven't
He's
seen
coming
it.
back in
Okay,
time.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen- Oh wow, so he's probably with his car then.
You might have his car with him.
Well, that means that Kurt Russell gets the thing.
Okay, sure. Yep.
No. Okay, if it's just, well, is Ash? I mean, neither of them are technically fighters, soldiers,
good at their job.
or good at their jobs.
Well, by the end of 3, Ash is pretty good at fighting because he's fighting the
been doing
Deadites.
it a bit,
He's
yeah.
been back in time. He's fighting an army of the dead, so he's pretty good.
What if Kurt Russell is actually the thing, though? Is there a chance that that's? I mean, but he wouldn't be fighting the thing if he was the thing, would he?
Well, this is it. Oh,
But it's the end of the thing.
it's the end of the. This is the end of the thing. So maybe he is the thing.
Man.
Okay, Okay.
Oh,
Here's what we're
man.
doing. Here's what we're doing.
We're flipping a coin.
I have a 50-cent, an Australian 50-cent piece. Okay, heads, he's normal Mac.
I love this.
Tails, he's the thing. All
Love
right,
it.
and then we determine.
What
okay.
if you're the thing and you cheat? Sorry,
Oh my
go.
God, which one did I say? Heads, he's normal.
Yeah.
Tails, he's the thing. Okay.
Sure.
Heads, it's normal McCready.
Okay, fair
it's
enough.
Ash.
All right. Then,
This
yeah,
has
it's
got a
Ash,
shotty
yeah.
and a
It's got
chainsaw
shotty
hand,
and a
yeah.
chainsaw, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep,
Also, I
definitely.
think the flamethrower was out of gas at that point.
Also, it's like short distance. It wouldn't matter. Also, I don't think.
Also, it's a man with a chainsaw.
Remember
for a
the
hand.
chainsaw, and I don't think Ash would stop even if he was on fire.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good.
He'd
'cause
probably still
yeah.
die
Yeah.
as a result.
He kind of went like super crazy, go nuts, mad at the end of 2, and I
Yeah.
think he stayed mostly insane for that and most of Ash versus Evil Dead.
Correct.
So I think, yeah, and at that point, like you said, I think if you've just pulled Mac out from the end of the thing,
Yeah.
he's like, I cannot
Sorry.
I don't think he was just there to kill the thing.
But that's kind of unfair to pull out that version of him. Then,
But what I'm saying is, at that point, if he's like, man, I'm so glad I escaped the thing, and then a lunatic with a shotgun and a chainsaw came at him, he'd be like, I'm going to kill this guy. If I have to kill one more guy to get out of this situation, I will absolutely kill that guy.
Yeah.
But so he's got the rage behind him, I think.
He'll do it.
Yeah.
And he's drunk.
And he's drunk.
Mm.
But I
got
think
that
it's probably
bottle.
Ash because of the chainsaw hand.
But he's got that bottle, doesn't he?
It's true, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not enough because Ash has a chainsaw hand.
Oh, but I mean, you crack a flammable substance over a man's head, the chainsaw's running.
But you'd have to get close to him. You'd be in chainsaw distance to break it over his head. You'd have to throw it and hit him. And I don't think it'd stop him even if you did hit him.
Yeah, maybe that's probably true. Okay, yeah.
It's
All right,
Ash,
it's
I
probably
think,
Ash,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
What about this one?
Yes.
It's from Andy. Terminator versus
Yes.
Gremlins.
Okay. So Gremlins from Gremlins 2,
Because
when they were all weird
they can
novelty
do
Gremlins.
funny voices.
There was a
and
spider gremlin,
one
and there was
one was a bat.
electric gremlin,
Yep.
bat gremlin
Mm.
versus the Terminator.
Yeah.
From the Terminator? I think it has to be
I
from
think
the Terminator.
Not two?
No, because I feel because maybe the Terminator is the horror one.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Plus, what's the difference?
Well, one's a learning one and one's not.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
One's read only.
Yes.
And one's
But what's he got? Gremlins.
what's he gonna? Well,
What's he gonna do? Accidentally feed him after midnight because he didn't read the book?
Well, he's gonna learn how to defeat them on
Yes.
the fly.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna adapt.
Uh-huh.
But I guess the other one can also like the Terminator would have.
He's got an Uzi 9mm.
Yeah, but
he's got that gun with the laser sight on it.
But
He's got a sweet jacket on.
But
He's got big sunnies.
The Terminator would, being a read-only model,
Yes.
would have no idea what any of that was.
Are there any of them bulletproof? No.
One's a kissy lady. One's a bat.
He
One's
would
a
machine
spider.
gun that kissy lady.
Yeah, but
He would tear that spider's legs off.
also I guess it's a night game for this one. I assume.
Yep,
I mean, if it's horror themed, it should be a night game, right?
Yeah, okay, you're
I
right.
guess.
Okay, sorry. Okay, non-horror versions of the Showdown, it's daytime.
Yep.
For spooky horror versions of the Showdown, it's nighttime.
It's nighttime, fair. Yeah. I mean, the Terminator's neither here nor there, whether it's nighttime, obviously.
That's true.
Yeah, so Terminator's
I mean, he'd look ridiculous with the sunglasses on at nighttime, though, obviously.
but that's the thing, you can't eviscerate. You don't have to just it just be nighttime. It'd just be daytime to kill gremlins. You can put one in a blender. You can rip them apart. So how many gremlins are we talking here? Do you think they'd be climbing all over him, like pulling out his eyes and
they're not that
messing
strong?
With his, no, but like I guess even if they got all his skin off, they probably couldn't defeat the skeleton, right?
That's true. And also, look, and again, this is Terminator 1 Terminator, so he doesn't have like a self-destructing core to him or anything like that.
No.
And even if you like, what are they going to do? Blow his legs off?
No.
They don't have the skills.
Maybe that one will dress as a lady and seduce him.
It's
Give
true.
him lots of big kisses.
Yeah, maybe.
But he's read only, so he couldn't learn to love.
That's true, and then he'd self-destruct, wouldn't he? Yeah. Hang on, I'm going to look up all the various. I'm going to look up the various gremlins.
Also, one of those gremlins in Gremlins 2 is super intelligent.
The brain gremlin, yes. Voiced by Tony Randall.
Yes, but is that enough? Like, would he be able to be like, well, this is clearly a cyborg. And the way you defeat a cyborg. I guess the Terminator appears in one of those naked and in one of those electric balls, I assume.
That's true, yeah.
And the gremlins were just watching a movie. They're like, Yep. They've all got popcorn.
Oh, you know what they have is okay, I get, you know what? They all have pop culture knowledge of the movie The Terminator.
I guess they would.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I reckon they'd peel all his skin off.
Yes,
They'd be able to do that, but I still think he's still a skeleton and you're still like a little boglin person.
Was the electric gremlin in Gremlins 2, or am I just thinking of the video game of Gremlins 2?
No, he was.
Okay, right.
That might make a difference.
I reckon maybe the electric gremlin can drop him.
Yeah.
Again, if he's got no skin on.
Well, as we know from Sarah Connor Chronicles, which we recently did, and Caravan of Garbage coming up, if you can knock a Terminator out for like a minute and a half, if you electrocute them.
That's true, yeah.
Until they reboot.
Yep.
And then they'd know to get the chip out of the head, but could they get it out? Do they have anything?
Hang on, give me a second. When did, let's see, Gremlins 2 came out in 1990. Mm-hmm. So that's pre-Terminator 2.
Okay, so
they don't have any Terminator 2
knowledge.
Fair
right,
so they don't know you pull the chip out of the head and you reset it or whatever. They'd have to be like, well, we've got to crush him under something. We've got to crush him,
and they don't. I mean, they could pile on, but it wouldn't be enough.
It wouldn't be enough.
You need weapons to defeat the Terminator.
That's true, yeah.
You need weapons or something to crush them in.
Yeah.
So
I reckon they could probably drop a set of goalposts.
I don't think a goalpost would kill him.
Spear it through his head.
Would it break his skull? Could it
Titanium? Probably not.
I don't think
or whatever they're made of. Yeah.
They say the name of the metal. I can't remember what. Yeah. So I don't think it.
I don't know. I reckon they could probably find a wacky way. I reckon Brain Gremlin could probably find a wacky way to defeat the Terminator.
They could just keep electrocuting him forever.
Yeah.
That one could just zip around him.
That's true. Yeah.
Non-stop.
Yeah. I reckon eventually they'd start pulling bits out of him.
Yeah, they probably could pull him apart. Yeah, they probably could pull him apart. I guess because you can take bits off him.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm happy to assume that sexy lady gremlin has like a screwdriver in her purse or something like that. You know what I mean?
For murders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I will concede that.
They lure him with the sexy lady gremlin. They electrocute him until shut him down for 2 minutes. Then they take him apart. They remove his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if he's alive, then it's irrelevant.
It's embarrassing for him.
Yeah, he's not.
And they kick his head through the goalposts. We all cheer.
And they'll go, yeah.
Exactly. And then Leonard Maltin cheers.
Yeah.
He was in Gremlins 2.
His favourite movie.
Yeah.
What do you got? We do a couple more?
Let's do a couple more. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a bloody look. Look, Richard Kirk has suggested, again, one of them not horror, but I guess it depends on whether you think being left home alone is a horrifying experience.
Oh, yeah, sure.
The Jigsaw Killer versus Kevin McAllister.
Oh, we're back here again.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Have we discussed Jigsaw versus Kevin McAllister before?
I think maybe. There's a fan theory that they're the same person.
Yeah, right.
They're both. I mean, the Jigsaw Killer would have been following him for months. Like knowing what he's afraid of and his ins and outs, and he's like, you don't respect your family, so now you gotta.
But you're proposing prior knowledge of either of them.
They both, because whenever the Jigsaw Killer comes at somebody,
they've just arrived. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So so I think we have to decide: have they just arrived at opposite corners of the football field, and they have what they have on them?
One's got a slingshot.
Yeah.
And one's got a gun and a
knife. If anybody's likely to have like a backpack full of deadly weapons, it's probably McAllister. If I'm honest with you.
That's true, yeah.
But that's the thing. If it's prior knowledge, then I imagine they've been watching each other.
Yes.
You know,
Because not when we did Kevin versus the Predator,
Yes.
it was home ground advantage of Kevin,
Yeah.
but he doesn't have that in this situation.
Nobody has home ground advantage.
And Jigsaw's just a man riddled with cancer.
That's true, yeah. Yeah.
But he still cuts people's throats in that. Like there's examples
That
of
is
that.
true, yeah.
He'll go straight for the kill.
And this is peak Jigsaw Killer when he's in the prime of his
Killing.
Yeah.
Riddled with cancer.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So riddled with the most or the least?
Whatever he had in one.
Yeah, okay, right.
Whatever he had in one, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think technically McAllister is a killer.
Yeah, I think so. You're right.
But
yeah.
Jigsaw
Definitely is.
I mean, I know the stuff that he does would kill a person in his house.
Yeah.
But if he's in a football field with just like his slingshot and his BB gun or whatever, he's only using those to like bother and hold at bay.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't actually stab Jigsaw, I assume.
You would, you would hope not. This
I don't know that.
If the answer there is yes, this would be one of our grisliest matchups ever. I feel.
So I think it's Jigsaw.
I think it
I
might
mean,
be.
there's a moment where in the first one I remember I haven't seen them all, but he's
Yeah.
cornered by cops and he cuts one of their throats.
Yeah. And if Jigsaw perceives Kevin McAllister as a threat, even though he's just a little kid, he's going to kill him. Yeah.
Exactly. But I think he'd make one hell of a trap for Kevin McAllister about not respecting his family, and he has to dig respect out of one of his family members / a key.
Sure, yeah. It's a key with respect written
Let's
on
give
it.
it respect written on it.
Yeah.
Should I do one more or?
Yeah, do one more.
All right. Which one should I pick? Oh, there's so many. What about this is from John. The Quiet Place versus Pitch Black. So presumably the Quiet Place monsters.
Yes, versus the Pitch Black monsters.
Which so one is deaf, one is blind.
Yes.
Well, I think then the Quiet Place no, wait. They're both blind. What am I saying? They're both blind.
They're both blind, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's just durability at that point.
I guess it is durability.
Which is Quiet Place. Because
Is
they're
it?
like gun-proof.
Well,
unless you open up their head and shoot them in the head.
That's true.
Shoot them in that weird ear that they've got.
Yeah, you shoot him in the ear.
One of those things,
Yeah.
one of the Quiet Place things could kill like 100 people in a heartbeat. It wouldn't be a problem. But
Okay,
these,
the Pitch Black monsters.
well, they probably also could, I guess.
Yeah, and also they have a relentless hunger because they've been in hibernation
So
for
we're talking
years
like
and years.
maybe 3 Quiet Place monsters versus like 17 Pitch Black monsters.
You think the Quiet Place monsters are tougher than the Pitch
I
Black
think they're
monsters?
physically tough. I mean, Vin Diesel stabs one to death, doesn't he?
Oh, that's true, but he's the prime specimen of
But
whatever.
it's just a knife, though.
Yeah, but he's the prime
I know,
specimen of whatever race
is
he's
that a-
from.
is that a prime
The Furrians or whatever they're called.
But has he got the prime specimen of a knife? Or is it just a knife that he's fashioned or whatever?
Oh,
'Cause I think it's just a regular knife,
It's just
like
a
a
regular
curved
knife,
blade
yeah.
that he loves.
It might be the Quiet Place. I mean, if it's like 3-on-3,
Yeah.
I think it might be the Quiet Place
Yeah.
monsters.
Some
but
of the
I
Pitch
feel
Black
like,
monsters can also fly, I think.
Yeah, they can all fly. I think.
Can they? Okay, there.
I feel like but the Quiet Place monsters are happy to lurk. They just
Yeah.
lurk about.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like the Pitch Black monsters are like they explode out of their hiding place and they're
Yeah.
like,
We're ready, we're
we're flying all about the place. We're going to find the first thing we can. Like I think
Yeah.
they have first mover advantage.
Yes.
I don't know if they're tougher, but I think they would get some good licks in before.
No, I remember the Quiet Place monsters, they hear a sound and they are on a person like,
Yeah, right,
like there's no tomorrow, which there
Ooh.
isn't for the person. Do you remember when it like sprinted through the forest when it heard that fire truck or whatever?
Oh,
or that,
yeah, that's right.
Or that, whatever it is. So I think it would hear them immediately and then just go in for the kill, like
Yeah,
straight
okay,
away.
right.
It wasn't a fire truck, it was like a spaceship or something. So yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I think maybe you've got it.
Anyway, do you have one more?
I've got one more.
All right.
Okay, let me pick a real sweet one.
No, you don't have to. Pick a
I'm
shit
gonna
one.
pick the sweetest
Pick
one.
a shit one.
Actually, I've got 2. Joke one. You ready for this?
Ready.
They're both they're all joke ones because it's all just funny combinations. This is Simon Monk Chipman. He has suggested Freddy Krueger versus the train that keeps interrupting people in Inception. You know, because it's the train that killed his wife or himself or something. I don't know. The train was it's a bad memory. Maybe it wasn't a real memory.
Oh, that's
They
that.
put their heads down and killed themselves in front of a train,
In
right?
both scenarios, you die in a dream. Yes.
Yeah.
They.
But in Inception, but it's
No, his wife throws itself out a window.
Oh, yeah.
The train is a dream train.
the train's a dream train, yeah. But the train is the dream train they kill themselves with to go back to the real world,
Yes.
I think.
So, but if But if you
But
die...
anyway, it's Freddy Krueger versus a train, is what I'm saying. It's not versus the characters
No,
from
you're
Inception.
right, you're right. It's not Tom Hardy with a rocket launcher or
Should
whatever.
it be Freddy Krueger versus the people from Inception?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's say that.
Okay. But the train's their ace in the hole because you just
Yeah,
hit Freddy
you
Krueger
get
with a
with a
train.
train.
Here's how Freddy Krueger works is he's invulnerable, generally speaking, in a dream.
Yes.
But if you are holding him when you
you
wake
or
up,
fire.
he appears in the real world and then
Yes.
you can kill him.
Yes. And the Inception people also have mastery of dream. And they
Yeah.
would have come in with all sorts of shit.
There's got to be a fanfic.
Oh,
for this,
100%.
You know what I mean?
Do you think they'd have like a van full of stuff and Joseph Gordon-Levitt would fight him in a spinning hallway and be like, I've got this. I don't give a shit.
Well, I mean, it's a.
But Freddy can also come
Okay,
out
so
of anything.
how about the? Okay, so my question, I guess, is it the Inception team on a real football field and they're dreaming another scenario, or is it a dream football field and Freddy Krueger becomes a big football, or he becomes a big football mascot?
Well, I guess because
He's like, I'm a big bull. Look at me, I'm coming at you.
if they
Look at I got spiky fingers.
if they appeared on the oval,
yes,
none of them would be in a dream, I guess. But that would also
yeah.
mean that Leonardo DiCaprio and his crew wouldn't have any weapons because all their weapons are mind weapons.
I feel confident that Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character has a gun anyway,
Oh, right,
like
yeah,
real life
probably,
one.
yeah.
And he's also the thing about Inception is he's like speaking of football metaphors, he's the MVP of that team. Like he's good
Yeah.
at everything.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Why isn't he the boss?
Yeah.
but he's probably got a gun and he's a really good shot.
Yeah,
so I think if
He doesn't have a weird train metaphor.
exactly, he's
interrupting
fine.
everything.
He seems fine. He seems like this is just his job.
Also, I guess it's not a metaphor. It was just a train.
Just a train. But I think, look, okay, on the most basic level, everybody's awake.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger is in the real world
Yeah.
on a football field. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character kills him with one bullet to the head.
And then they'd explain it to Alan Page afterwards.
yeah, exactly.
Because that's why that character.
But if it's in a dream, let's say it's a dream,
Yeah.
they'd
all know it was a dream
yeah,
because they know when they're in a dream.
they would all know it's a dream. Exactly.
Which is an advantage, I guess.
Yes.
Do you think Freddy could kill them if they know that they can't die in a dream? Unless you're like 15 layers deep or whatever.
I think Freddy Krueger is an exception to that. I think that if you die in a dream in the Inception universe, you wake up. But if Freddy Krueger kills you in a dream universe, you are dead.
Yeah.
I think so.
And
I
also
think
he can come out of a wall. Or
I think
under a bed.
I think a couple of them might cop it.
Yeah.
Because they think, well, it doesn't matter if this guy kills me because I'll just wake up again. But how do they even know that? I think maybe Freddy Krueger. I think if it's the standard,
Is he immune in dreams to damage?
pretty much.
Yeah.
Or I think maybe oftentimes like some damage will be dealt to him and he'd be like, surprise, not really.
Right. So you could hit him with the train. He's like, surprise, not really.
You'd probably hit him with a train, and then Agent
Yeah.
Smith style, he'd come out of the
Are they-
the cabin of the train. He'd be like, surprise.
They're good at waking up out of dreams as well, aren't they?
That's
so it
true.
would only
But
take one of them to grab him and wake up.
that's true. I mean, they'd grab him, and they'd fall into a bath or something.
Yeah, because they'd have someone on the outside, I assume, ready to wake them up at a certain point. So they'd probably be like,
that's a good
okay, we're
question.
going to grab him at 8 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
So we just need to
Well,
keep
they don't.
him-
But that's the thing. They don't know.
No,
They
I
don't-
guess-
there's no.
But there'd still be someone out there to wake them up, presumably, because they wouldn't.
Yeah.
They'd be medically induced.
Okay. Let's say they both appear. It's a dream football field.
Yes.
They all appear. Freddy Krueger would kill at least one of them, and then the outside team member would be like, "Oh, this person's dead.
Yeah.
Like that. This should not have happened."
They'd pull them out.
They'd pull them all out,
get them prepared.
put them back
Send it back
in.
in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
With basically like fire and
yeah.
guns and.
And they'd have that French song ready to wake them up.
Yeah, that's right.
I wonder if Freddy. Ooh. Yeah, all right. If they can be bathtub dunked, because the song wakes them up over a certain amount of time, and I
Yeah.
feel Freddy could kill them all before
the
that
song wakes up.
Before the song wakes
Okay,
up. But
fair
if
enough.
if they're like ready to be dunked in the bathtub, or like you tip them off a chair.
Mm.
This is what I feel happens. Freddy Krueger kills at least one of them. Probably.
Tom Hardy? No, the guy who got shot, Ken Watanabe.
Oh yeah, probably kills Ken Watanabe because he's back for some reason. He's like, I'm a billionaire CEO, but I'd like to join your team again. This is a fun time, actually. I think let's do some more dreamy things. That's how Ken Watanabe talks.
No, he's in there because he just.
You don't want to be a man filled with regrets.
He's just in there.
That's what I am.
He's just part of the team.
He's
in
just a
that
part of the
movie,
team. Okay, well, they kill Ken Watanabe, R.I.P.
because he's injured for the majority of that
R.I.P.
movie.
KW.
Yeah.
And then the chemist probably who's outside the team is like, well, he's dead. I better.
Yeah.
I'll tip them all off their chairs and
Yeah.
I'll wake them up.
Yep.
And then they go back and they roast this dude.
Yes.
I think that's fair.
Great singers.
Oh my god.
While Joseph Gordon-Levitt tackles him in a weird twisty hallway.
In a spinny room. It's one thing that
People don't, but they spun that for real, do you know?
Oh my god.
That's a real practical effect.
This is Dracula all over again.
I guess that's the last one? Because we're getting pretty late in the bloody day,
well, that's true.
Yeah.
Richard Kirk suggested the doppelgangers from Us versus the giant ants from them.
I've never seen them.
Well, it's a real Us versus them scenario. Is what's going on there. Is what's happening, yeah.
But the ants.
Probably the giant ants. I mean, these people are pretty fast, and they're terrifying. If you're terrified of a creepy person running around in the dark and going, yeah,
Still a
that's pretty
person.
scary. But giant ants will just eat you.
And you're on a field.
If you kill a giant ant, they'll have that. It'll be that weird smell.
They're all
You'll be like, ooh, yucky.
You got a pair of scissors. It's a fucking giant ant.
Exactly.
How big are they? Like
Real
car
big.
size?
Yeah, like bigger than a car.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah. It's the giant ants.
Don't even worry about it.
You could maybe if every doppelganger teamed up, you could defeat all the giant ants.
Yeah.
But probably not.
No, because there's more ants in the world than people, etc.
That's true,
and so
yeah.
forth. But also there's double the amount of people in the world under the earth.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what does that count for?
I don't know.
Who's to say?
Yes.
Anyways, you know what it's time for?
It's time for what we're reading.
No, it's yeah, it is. I was
Then
gonna
what
say
we gonna
letters.
read?
No, it's that
God
one. Yeah.
damn.
God damn. I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today? I
Nice.
can't believe
Yes.
finally read all of that Watchmen comic or
Yeah.
whatever.
I was going to say, just side note, we had done tons of submissions for the horror verses. So if another horror movie comes out in the next foreseeable future, we'll probably just do another one.
at
We'll
some
do another
point.
one.
Well,
yeah.
maybe we'll make it a Halloween tradition.
Oh my goodness!
Who knows?
But yeah, we both. Well, I reread some issues and got to the current issue of Doomsday Clock. We're up to 11 issues of this 12-issue maxi series from DC.
Oh my goodness.
The sequel to Watchmen.
Yep.
Speaking of Watchmen this week, it's all I'll say is this final issue that is coming out, it better be the most spectacular chat we've ever seen between two iconic characters. Otherwise, what was this all even about?
Yeah, good question.
Maybe some spoilers for Doomsday Clock if you haven't read it.
I barely remember, but what
Yeah.
specifically? Yeah, I don't know. There's characters like it starts off most like about a mime and
a marionette.
a marionette,
Yes.
and but they like where are they?
I feel this would have worked a lot better as and I never
You
thought
said that earlier.
Yeah, I never thought I'd say this as a fan of Watchmen. I think this would have worked way better as a straight ahead Watchmen sequel. But this is a Watchmen sequel that also crosses over into a version of the DC universe. And it's sort of an in-universe attempt to explain why the DC universe keeps getting rebooted. Like that's one of the reasons.
For money. Aha. Maybe that's the end.
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan goes, it's for money. It's for money.
Yeah.
It's a comic book sales thing. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I did it to make some movies. Look, what I did. Well, that's the thing. I mean, there's a subplot in this because the previous Watchmen had a subplot.
Yes.
It was the Tales from the Black Freighter. There was a metaphor for what was happening.
What's the subplot in this?
I feel like the subplot in this is there is a Hollywood actor who encounters Dr. Manhattan.
I don't remember
and
this
sort
at
of
all.
and Dr. Manhattan sort of relays future events to him.
Oh, that's right.
His name's like Clayton Carver or something.
And he makes him
Carver Cardamom
makes him
or something.
famous and tells him when he's going to die or something.
Yeah.
But to what end? I can't remember.
Anyway, this series looks great, but makes very little sense. There's also multiple instances of various main characters re-explaining previous issues to other people, like
because they come out like
months and months later. Yeah. It's kind of interesting, but I
think there is some interesting ideas. I think just before the confrontation between Dr. Manhattan and Superman, there's some really interesting panels of him explaining, like weaving in and out of time, and before Superman like is on him. And there's other things that I like about it.
Yeah.
But I when this new one comes out, I'll go back and read them all, presumably.
okay.
But I don't know whether it's gonna come together. Is it 12 issues or something?
It's going to be 12.
How many was original Watchmen?
12.
So but I think do you think it's 12 because they're like, well, you've got to do 12?
Because the original Watchmen was 12.
Yeah,
Yes.
but do you think you maybe could do like 6 or none?
Those are certainly options, aren't they? Yes.
Yeah. So I think a better follow up to this, and it's only one episode in, is the new Watchmen TV series.
Yes.
Which I find, I mean, again, it's one in, but
Yes.
I quite like it a lot. What do you think of it so far?
I also quite like it a lot. But again, I feel like maybe this is yet another thing
It is, yeah.
It's yet another. I mean, that's all right. Good night, everyone. I feel it's maybe yet another thing where you could reasonably assume that this was something else, and they've slapped Watchmen branding on it. That
was the intention, though, as well.
Right, because this is a very loose follow up to the original.
But
Watchmen.
I think there's nothing in this that points to. It doesn't disregard anything.
No, not so far.
Yeah.
Or I mean, maybe. So again, spoilers for the first episode of Watchmen if you haven't seen it. This does feature a sort of a side story of Jeremy Irons, who apparently has been cut. Like his character will be revealed as Ozymandias at some point.
Yes.
But in this, he's credited as just the Lord of a Manor or something like that, and he's just some sort of English lord off in some English manor somewhere who has 2 servants, and he goes out riding.
Who are probably
clones or robots or something?
Programmed people.
Yeah,
I assume.
right.
I don't think this is really a robot-y universe.
No, but they could be like.
But
cat,
he can
be
make
cat people.
Yeah, he can make a cat.
Yeah.
So he's probably done that.
They feel it because they call him Master, and they seem very.
They love him so much.
They seem very unusual, and it suggests to me there's some sort of
maybe
genetically
they just
engineered
love
creatures.
Jeremy Irons.
But where is he in England? Where is he? What's going on? Is this? Are we in a
dream?
Are we in a dream? A virtual world?
I don't think it's a virtual world situation.
Right. Okay.
But maybe
why is he English all of a sudden?
Because
he seems barely German.
Well, yeah, I guess because he's
or whatever he is.
Well, he's
American.
Yeah, is he though?
I don't know.
It depends how you read it, I guess.
Right.
But is he American in the original one? I can see him changing his accent.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
If he wanted to.
So anyway, this Watchmen sequel is set in 2019.
Yeah.
The modern day, ripped from the headlines.
Straight off the cuff.
Apparently, at some point in the past, we've gotten this group called the 7th Cavalry who've taken on the mantras and the look of Rorschach from the original. And they're doing terroristy kind of stuff.
It's a white supremacy thing.
Yeah, it is. And we've got the police are now... You can't tell anybody you're the police.
Yeah.
You have to pretend you're somebody else, and you wear a mask. And they seem to... In this universe, again, it seems some superheroes are legal. Some costume crime fighters are legal now.
But you're undercover and it's treated the same way as undercover cops, I guess, but with a mask.
Yes.
Yeah, I think a few people I've seen complain that Rorschach was turned into this white supremacy icon. But I think the way that the original one mirrored like the flaws of society and whatever. This new one does the same. And again, it's one episode. So
it's one episode, and it's also again, and it's been literally in story time. It's been and in real time. It's been literally decades.
And Redford's president. There's
posters. Do you think Redford's going to be in it?
Oh, I would love him to be in it.
Me too.
I don't know if he will, but because he apparently retired.
They might be like, Redford, it's another of those Marvel movies you like doing, and it'd be like, okay, I'll do it.
But I can also see how a group, like a white supremacist group, would take on the mantle of somebody who wouldn't even necessarily understand what that person is about. Yeah. Also, Rorschach is terrible.
Yeah, for sure. And also his journal does portray a very skewed version of events of what actually happened.
Yes.
And, we don't really know how much was in it beyond what we see.
How much people believe.
Yeah.
It seems some people are on board with it, some people aren't. I got this. There was this quote about Alan Moore, about Rorschach on Twitter this week. I saw it says, I want to make Rorschach as like, this is what Batman would be in the real world. But I've forgotten that actually a lot of comic book fans smelling, not having a girlfriend, those are actually kind of heroic. So Rorschach becomes the most popular character in Watchmen. I made him to be a bad example, but I have people came up to me in the street and say, I am Rorschach, that's my story. And I'll be thinking, yeah, great, because you just like keep away from me, never come anywhere near me again as long as I live. I'm presuming this is a real quote. Maybe it isn't. So he's making fun of you, the big smelly nerd.
The big smelly nerd wearing a dirty mask. Yeah. Is that recent or is that from decades ago? Okay, right.
Again, it might not even be real. Yeah. I just screenshot it for this.
Okay.
But
for funsies.
Yeah, I think this definitely has potential to be the best subsequent Watchmen.
Well, speaking of the real world, what I did like about this is that unlike the Zack Snyder version of the Watchmen universe, it did feel like real people having a fist fight. Like there's a sequence where the nun lady, whose superior name I can't remember, has a fight with one of the Rorschach guys in like a trailer.
Yes.
And it feels like, again, just a real kind of brutal fist fight with a few flourishes in. Like she's got some kind of flourishing flips because she's a superhero, presumably, or she was in the public eye at some point. But it's also like a lot of just cracking people's heads on walls and stuff.
You know what I thought was interesting? They keep talking about this mini-series that they're making for the, what's that superhero team called in this universe?
The Minutemen.
The Minutemen. And it looks like Carla Gugino?
Carla Gugino?
Gugino is the Sally Jupiter in this universe in that show.
Yeah, right.
There's like an image of her.
Oh, she's the actor.
It seems to be, and I wonder if that's actually what's going to be. Okay. So maybe...
Because I believe we are going to get the Silk Spectre is going to be make an appearance.
Yes.
The character is going to make an appearance in the show. There's not going to be a lot of recurring characters, I don't think, from the original.
Yeah.
But Silk Spectre...
I think they're slowly going to turn up.
She's taking on a new identity.
Yes.
So
like an FBI agent or something?
Well, she's an FBI agent, but also apparently... Do you want to... It's a...
Actually, I probably don't want to know.
Okay,
yeah.
right. Okay.
But apparently something else?
Apparently something else.
Will that be revealed this week?
I think it might be, yeah.
Because I thought there was a chance also that chief of police was going to end up being Night Owl. Because he's got like the Night Owl ship. But presumably they're like standard issue now.
No, I think that's just a remnant. I think that might
You think that was the original one?
I think that's the original one.
Really? Yeah.
I think that's the original one and they use it for special operations and now they've kind of wrecked it.
But it's in just some country town though. Why would they only have it there?
Is it? No, I think it's in isn't it Texas or?
But like, oh yeah, I guess it is.
I think they just happen to have it.
Yeah, they just happen to have it. Great. Anyway, we got to move on, Mason.
Well, hang on. Do I have any more thoughts about it?
Well, we'll come back. We'll probably do an episode on it.
I thought the chief was going to last longer than he did.
Yeah, he didn't last that long.
No.
Do you think that guy is really strong? He's like 103. He's like, I can lift 200 pounds.
Oh, what is it? Yeah, we didn't really talk about that. The whole
it could be
Tulsa
Dr.
situation.
Manhattan.
Yeah. You think he could be Dr. Well, somebody's got to be Dr.
Manhattan. Or Dr. Manhattan is on Mars, as we saw.
Yeah,
right. It was interesting seeing him on Mars, and he built like an Earth structure up there and then crushed it. I wonder whether that's him like contemplating like, maybe I will go become Miss Earth and
maybe I should build a shopping mall up here. Get some tourism dollars.
That'd be cool.
You know, I'd like to be rich.
Just like that Ad Astra. The mall on the moon.
Oh my God.
I should have called that mall on the moon.
Mall on the moon. Would you believe they put a mall on the moon?
And then you're mauled on the moon.
On the moon.
By monkeys, spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Not space wolves.
No. Well, that's what happened, didn't it?
Yeah, no, I remember.
Brad Zastra.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, next segment.
Do some letters? Let's talk about letters.
Let's do some letters.
The classic one was letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. I know they're here right now. We're going to do letters.
If you want to reach the show, hashtag weeklyplanetpod or weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com. There's a bloody theme for you. So,
would you believe they put some mail on the show? Mail on the show.
I'd believe it.
I'd believe it too.
Do you want to read your thing? Or
I don't
I'll
have one
read
yet, but you can go ahead.
It's from Zach Shepherd, hashtag weeklyplanetpod. Hey, James and Meso, off the back of Watchmen,
yes.
Caravan of Garbage. Can you explain why Watchmen is still considered unfilmable? We've all seen Doctor Strange and Infinity War. They film some pretty weird shit. So what sets Watchmen apart? Do you think it's the nature of a comic book in terms of like you could never capture that exact?
Well, I don't know if it's still unfilmable. I mean, you know, again,
we're not limited by budget anymore. I would say.
That's true. Yeah.
That's not like visually you can make anything now.
Yeah.
But do you think you could get the exact story and even the pace of the book and?
Well, I think the problem is that there are a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in comics that even if you could physically put it onto the big screen, it doesn't quite work because you take it out of the comic book format.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, like I think maybe we've talked about, did we ever talk about the animated version of Batman Year One?
Yes.
Like it looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
And I think the performances and stuff are pretty good.
Fine.
But a lot of that is like direct, even the dialogue is like word for word and it feels weird when they
Yeah. And he kicks down that tree, as I often say.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
You can't translate that.
No, sir.
Yeah. So you're saying that no or yes, it's still adaptable? I think technically anything now can be.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't think that. I think it's the harder thing now is, well, it's always been that it's not just about making it look like it. You have to capture
an
essence.
Yeah. And again, I think a lot of something like Watchmen was determined to be unfilmable, in the 80s or the 90s. And I think that's kind of been set in stone now.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe, and technically it's definitely filmable now.
They filmed it.
But would you have another crack now?
I don't think so.
No.
I think you need to.
I think you
be
have
honest.
to.
I think someone probably will eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is from Evan O'Day.
Hello, Evan O'Day.
It says people in Alabama definitely have sex with pigs.
I knew it.
It says mostly Alabama, but all those states down south are really into that stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Now I want to know where he is from originally.
So people
I want to
can-
know a lot about this guy.
So people can come
We
in
had
with-
we've had a huge response to
Oh my
our
God.
sheep shagging queries.
Yeah.
I wonder if a lot of these are kind of
personal vendettas.
personal vendettas. Exactly where I'm going with that. Like, yeah,
Just like, I hate this rival state or country.
Well, this one said, this is from Owen Shipton. It says Derby County FC are sheep shaggers. So he lives in
Got him.
he lives in Nottingham in England, where the biggest football team is Nottingham Forest. Yep, the biggest local rivals are Derby County because Derby's club badge is a ram. They're nicknamed the sheep shaggers.
And also that man who runs through the woods with a bow and arrow.
That's true.
Thank you.
Other teams have animals on their badges, but Brighton and Hove Albion are not called the Seagull Shaggers, and Wolverhampton Wolves are not the Wolf Shaggers.
You can't shag a seagull, can you?
Or a wolf, they'd destroy you.
Yeah.
Tea to shreds. I mean, one's a beautiful dream that you'll never achieve, and one's dangerous.
The seagull's the dream, is it? What are we...
Yeah, for these people.
Sure.
Yeah. For Brighton, yeah. Australia also has a Brighton.
Yeah,
Everyone
we
else has
do.
a Brighton, yeah.
We got a Brighton.
Bunch of seagull shaggers, if
I
you ask
agree.
me. Yeah, look,
They lure 'em
I
in
feel.
chips
See, that's the
and then
thing.
they
Like
shag
this
'em.
one, I think is the perfect illustration of that. Do people actually call them that, or is this just some sort of Nottingham
right,
Forest v Derby County
Yes,
football rivalry that's spilled over, and Owen's like, yeah, we'll get him. We'll publicly shame him on a podcast. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, man. What a world of people
Yeah.
shagging animals
I know,
and
right?
accusing
Look, here's a
people of-
non-shaggy one. This is from Amanda Capote. Capote?
Okay.
I'm sure you get this question a lot and have probably answered before. Well, maybe. But I was wondering, what comic runs would you recommend for a newcomer? Doesn't matter the company, I don't care.
We got to do a bloody episode on this.
On some comic recs?
Yeah.
It's a good question. Like
Some starter kind of stuff.
Starter stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm speaking of what we read and what we're going to read. Starting maybe tomorrow, I'm going to get up to date on Black Hammer,
Yeah.
which is a great series, but it also does it's sort of again it's by a guy called Jeff Lemire, and it's kind of a love letter to old school superhero comic book stuff.
So you might not necessarily... I think it's the same way you'd be like, you should read Watchmen. Because you kind of have to have an understanding of...
Yeah, but I wonder, do you need, because I mean, you sort of get you can get Black Hammer without knowing anything about it,
That's
because
true, yeah.
all the characters are they're all superheroes, and they're parallel to like classic superheroes, like, you know, your Thors and your Martian Manhunters and all those kind of things. But you don't need to have known, like their personal stories are different, and they're unique, and you can kind of get on board with that. Would you recommend Black Hammer? It's a weird...
I love Black Hammer. I would definitely, but I don't know whether it would be a first thing in the...
I like as a person who, if you don't know anything about comic books and you'd like to start, I'd recommend, and I may have recommended before, DC's The New Frontier.
Oh, yeah,
which
that's
also
a good
became
place
an
to start.
animated thing, but that's kind of an out of continuity DC comic book, sort of set in the golden age of superheroes, and it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of this big epic story, but you don't need to know anything about the characters.
What about if you did like a slice of life comic, like a Garfield or a Sex Criminals?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, like
Either
one
of
of
those
those.
two.
Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
What I like to
And
do,
those are linked together because John Arbuckle is a sex criminal.
exactly.
Yeah, uh-huh.
What I like to do is like if I like a topic or a movie,
Yep.
or like a genre or whatever,
Uh-huh.
I'll be like, what's the best Star Wars comic? What's the best
Yeah,
Terminator
right.
comic? What's the best whatever? And I'll just Google that.
Yeah.
And then I'll just grab those 6 issues and read them. So that's my advice.
I mean, this is it on hiatus or is it wrapped up? Saga is... That's it.
one of those.
That's a bloody tremendous comic, I
Yeah,
reckon.
it's got a lot going on.
Get the first...
Unfilmable, they say.
Yeah, that's right. That's your first... Get the first, maybe the first trade paperback of Saga and give that a crack, because that is a good...
It's a good time.
And that isn't... It's very sci-fi fantasy, but it's not kind of super... If you don't like superheroes...
Yeah.
No superheroes
Doesn't
to be
matter.
found. It's very strange.
Oh, yeah.
But it's kind of, but that's what comic books do best.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It's a big storyline, spanning across the galaxy and many.
You don't need to know anything.
You don't need to
going
know
in, yeah.
anything, and it's the perfect, because it's comic books have an unlimited budget in the sense that you can have epic space battles and characters growing up for years and years, and
Cats that know if you're lying.
cats to know if you're lying. Put
Yeah.
that in a bloody Daniel Day-Lewis movie.
Yeah.
Dare you? Daniel Day-Lewis.
He could play the girl who's half a girl, who's a ghost.
Yep, that's true.
Yes.
Half a ghost girl.
One more.
Okay, I'm
just
ready.
quickly.
Yes.
We could I got to bloody get on the bloody.
All
editors.
right. You got to get a bloody editors.
Andy says,
Yes.
is there any film that you refuse to watch for whatever reason? For example, I never watch Serbian film due to the graphic content, even though Halloween I have someone recommend it. I have no idea what that is.
A Serbian film is it's a horror film, and it's about I think he's like an aging porn star or something like that, and he's offered a job by it's like a hostel kind of
Great.
gross
Aging
out.
porn star, he struggled to provide his family. It's got like pedophilia, necrophilia.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It doesn't seem like something that I want to watch
Yeah, I
either.
probably wouldn't watch that, to be honest. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of those ones where I'm like, I will read the Wikipedia summary and be okay with that kind of thing.
I was going to say Catwoman because
That's
I remember
when we drew the line.
that was when I was like, we gotta. I remember the time I was like, we gotta, because we used to see everything.
Yeah.
We gotta see Catwoman Mason, and you were like, no, we will not,
Yeah.
or I will not. And then I went, oh yeah, we don't have to see every movie that comes out.
Yeah.
And that's when we stop talking to each other till we
That's
start
right.
doing the show.
That's right, exactly right.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
But we'll do Catwoman for the new Batman movie.
Will we?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
great.
We'll bloody
Okay.
come back to it. Yeah.
All right. Is there something that I wouldn't watch on principle?
I mean, it can be for whatever reason.
Well, that's true, yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff that I'm just like, that looks crap, and I won't watch it.
For sure,
I
yeah.
won't do
That's
it.
the biggest reason of all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say I'd probably just never watch the Saw sequels because I'm not interested.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many movies. I'm more than happy to not watch anything, directed by or starring somebody who turns out to be a massive creep or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
They can go.
Yeah, I can.
I don't need 'em. I'll
understand
live
that,
without
yeah.
'em,
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't think there's any.
They need us, if anything.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Right, should we bring the show to
Let's
a
bring
close?
the show to a screeching halt.
It's my favourite part of
like
the show.
like a dream train.
Ooh.
Yes.
Toot toot.
That's what they sound like. Yeah.
Also.
No, I like it a lot.
Thanks.
Thank you, everybody, for listening, for subscribing, for telling your friends, for donating to our charity campaign, which I believe is up to like $58,000.
Oh my goodness, there's too much.
It's enough.
We got to start doing
some bonus stuff. We'll get to that. We'll get to it.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for telling your friends. Thank you, everybody, for leaving a nice review. James, do you have a nice
You know
review?
I do. I'm just bringing it up now, and it
Nice.
says,
Yes.
This is from Cyfrez7. Been listening to this podcast since my sophomore year of high school, about to graduate college this December, and still listen every week. Even got a buddy start listening. Bloody got him. Keep it up.
Thank you.
You can rate that right on your bloody iTunes app or whatever on your phone.
Yes.
Give us a bloody 5 stars if you're
Give us
so
a bloody
inclined.
5 stars. If you want to give us a hello, you can find us at Weekly Planet Pod on Gmail, on Facebook, and Bandcamp, and at Twitter.
Yes.
I'm at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter. I'm at Nick Maso, NickMaseau on Instagram, where I've been posting a whole bunch of tram memes.
Yes, you
that
have.
I've been getting. If you'd like, you're Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere.
I am.
But
I
if you'd
can't be
like,
stopped.
If you'd like to see hundreds of memes with me in them,
I do.
Go to
I
the
would
Planet
love that.
Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group. You can join.
It's just
right
memes
in your
of-
browser.
It's just
you can
memes
join right
of
in your
Mason.
browser.
Yeah, that's
or your
right.
Facebook.
You can do
Facebook
that.
app. You can do that if you wish. You can also go to planetbroadcasting.com, which is where we find all the other shows on the
Yes.
Planet Broadcasting Great Mates network, is what we call it.
Yes, that's what we call
that's
it.
what we call it.
Yeah, that's
you
what
can
it
also
is.
sign up to the newsletter from the great Rob Collings,
Yep.
who knocks it out of the park every single week. He's at the Weekly Planet on Twitter. If you want to say hi to him, and you should.
You should say hi to him.
If you want to help out the show, you can chuck in a bucket. Patreon.com.
We would love that.
/Mr. Sunday Movies.
Chuck in a
Get some of that early content.
Yeah.
You can also click on the Amazon affiliate link in our episode description if you want to buy some stuff.
Show us a thing.
To buy a thing.
What is it? We'll have it.
Yep. Do we get one also?
Yeah, we'll get one. That's
Good.
how it works.
Good for us.
Yeah.
We've got some t-shirts on tpublic.com. We have other things. I was on Do Go On this week. I mentioned
Yes.
that up top, but get
Up
into
top.
that. It's good fun.
I'm on Suggestible every week, which is the podcast I do with my wife. My wife.
Oh, yes.
Borat.
You're bringing that back.
Borat.
Okay.
From Borat.
What
Have
if
you seen it?
there was a Borat action figure? I brought it back. If you're going to bring back the Borat, I'm
Can
going
you
to bring
peel
back
the skin off it? Like
You
with
can
that
peel the
term?
skin off it. That's right.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Yes.
Delicious.
Thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes. I think that's the whole
Yes.
show.
That's
Next
right.
week, Terminator Dark Fate.
Can't wait, I think.
That's the tagline. Terminator Dark Fate, can't wait. Brackets, I think.
They say it's the best one since 2.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean a darn thing.
All right. Thanks, guys, for listening.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
And goodbye.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
I mean, if you want. It's up to you.